Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the first part to what if Ki was like Chakra. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video. In this what if, the idea of Ki is totally altered. The very energy that runs through the spirit of every individual is much more complex and powerful in nature. Firstly, there will be a Ki system with nodes just like we see in the Naruto universe. Along with that, there will be a lot more, but I'm going to save that for the story. We begin in the upper areas of planet Vegeta's atmosphere. Ahead of an army of Frieza soldiers stands a single Saiyan, a revolutionary, a rebel, the father of Goku, Bardock himself. Frieza sits in his pod unbothered by his foolish attempt at assault. With the simple wave of his finger carries enormous weight. The swarm of armoured soldiers above Bardock dive down at his order, all cloaked in auras of various sizes and intensities. Frieza soldiers are no pushovers. Frieza has picked out strong warriors from across the planet under his rule, people with talent for Ki control and growth. Their power levels all exceed 10,000. Saiyans are known for their talents. They live on the battlefield and relish the experience of warfare. However, their modes of training are primitive and outdated. Bardock saw that. He saw how they could ascend past their limits. Hell, they have no limits. All they have to do is fight and fight on. They will grow. Guys, this is it. Put everything into this. There's no backing out now, the bold Saiyan declares. His vision wasn't heard by many. People didn't put much weight behind his words and predictions, but Saiyans respect one thing: strength. Bardock, a low-class Saiyan, rose past his previous limits. He didn't focus on physical strength and brawn, but the control of Ki, how to master it, make it more effective, more powerful. His supporters noticed his power and wanted to follow his teachings. Behind him are his strongest and most loyal followers, Saiyans ready to battle to the death for their own planet. Frieza might rule over them, but not for long. They will resist and triumph. Battle cries roar out from the Saiyans. Smiles break out on their faces involuntarily. The heat of battle is where they thrive, where they belong. Frieza laughs maniacally as his army of soldiers fly down. Bardock clenches his fists and it remains firm. He then closes his eyes. A silver aura engulfs him, and then something odd happens. The smile on Frieza's face wipes off. Bardock's muscles buff up and his aura switches to a green hue. That isn't the end. He powers on and white sparks of energy rush out from his body. Third gate, open, Bardock roars vehemently. As he opens his third gate, he gets an immediate 20 times power boost, but it puts incredible strain on the body and it's hard to maintain. Alongside the use of the Ikaru form, his total multiplier is 200 times. His power level from 24,000 has jumped to 4.8 million. After his power up, several scouters burst at once. Frieza leans forward in his pod, jaw dropped. Bardock puts his hands together in a hand sign and starts weaving a series of them. Finally, he cocks back his right hand and calmly exhales. Hell Gorilla Fist technique. Then a wave of flames burst out his paws and cloak that arm. These raging flames condense and transform into the head of a gorilla, brandishing its deadly large fangs. Many of the soldiers stop completely. If their scouter readings are true, they're finished. There'll be nothing they can do. Bardock blasts forward, releasing a large shockwave in his advance. His group follow behind him as well. Bardock with a single swing takes out more than 200 soldiers. The flame gorilla opens its large mouth and emits a concentrated, intense ball of flames. The flames is mixed with pure Ki, added to invigorate it and augment its destructiveness. The Saiyans behind him don't lack power. They're all strong in their own right and far outclass these soldiers individually, although the large size does pose some challenge. Bardock rushes through the opening that he created and aims straight for Frieza. He's the leader and he's the one that they need to get to. If they get him, that's it. They topple his whole empire. With a single punch, Frieza is launched out his pod and further into space. Bardock weaves a few more hand signs at the edge of the atmosphere. Spacefarer cloak technique, he shouts. A translucent light blue cloak covers him and he advances. Frieza can't believe what he's seeing. The variation in his techniques and how quickly he can execute them. He's only seen that from the most skilled of the Ginyu Force. Bardock lands his second punch at right hand. Frieza's eyes open wide as it crashes into his face. He's sent into a rapid, unstoppable spin. Without the friction of air, he keeps spinning for quite a while. There is just so much malice and rage in Bardock's fists. That punch was for all the people that Frieza has tyrannically ruled over, not all the innocent people. On the other hand, Frieza is growing angrier. For one of his subjects, one of his slaves, to contest him like this. How dare him? His empire represents the order of the universe. He stands at the top and all these people must be below him. If they dare upset the hierarchy, he will make sure to retain it. While he's stuck doing this, Bardock capitalizes on it. He aims and makes a single hand sign. Right after, he shoots out a ki blast. It hits Frieza and shreds off his armor. Not only that, but it leaves a sizable bleeding bruise on his chest. Luckily for Frieza, his race is quite resilient. They can survive relatively well through grave damage. It's over, Frieza. I'm going to kill you and then every single last soldier in your accursed empire. Wouldn't that include yourself, Bardock? Don't be smart with me. You were going to kill everyone on this planet. I won't let you kill anyone else any longer, he roars at the top of his lungs. Bardock's acting confidently, but is aware of his time constraints. There are many boons that come with this large power boost from opening his gates. On the contrary, it comes with a big drawback. The drain on his ki. He has minutes at the most, and that's if his friends continue funneling chakra into him. Bardock is a low-class Saiyan and wasn't blessed with a large reservoir of ki like those in the royal family. Saiyans aren't really known for having a lot of ki either. People like the king could use forms like this if they focus more on ki control. I was going to kill all of you. I will kill all of you, he roars. Right after, Frieza jumps all the way to his final form. If the power level he read is real, he's going to need it. Bardock watches with horror. That wasn't Frieza's full strength. Some of Bardock's followers and even Frieza soldiers turn once their scouters sense the increasing power level. No way. Some smiles break out on the soldiers' faces. They're safe. Or are they? Frieza laughs and lifts a finger. He creates a massive ball of orange ki. The amount of ki you need to make something so destructive. This is not good. Everyone, band together. We need to stop this blast. Even with Bardock's rallying efforts and strategy, Frieza is an insurmountable threat for this group. The blast is fired down, and no matter what they throw at it, he can't slow it down. It simply absorbs all the attacks they attempt. Bardock gets hit by the blast, and even the soldiers of Frieza are killed in the process. Now it's up to you, Kakarot, he says, as his body scorches in the intense heat. The planet is destroyed and nothing remains but fragments of hot rock. Good riddance, Frieza smirks before flying off. However, a small handful of Saiyans remain. Across the galaxy and out of his jurisdiction, Saiyans that could still threaten his position as Emperor. Goku is sent all the way to Earth and is raised by Grandpa Gohan, a former student of Master Roshi who doesn't look that young. With some anti-aging techniques and remedies, he still looks like he's in his 50s. Goku's power level begins at 75, but Gohan's power level is around 1500 in his base form. Then he has many techniques he can use to protect himself. Goku looks at the full moon once and turns into a massive Uzaru. However, Gohan can stop him. He might be strong, but he has no ki control. It's rather easy for Gohan to contain him. So Goku never looks at the full moon again and Gohan remains alive, raising Goku up. Eventually, when Goku is 12, Bulma approaches him and asks for his Dragon Ball. He follows her to collect the Dragon Balls and does so with ease. Goku's power level rises to 345 after direct training under Grandpa Gohan. After the Emperor Pilaf saga is the Tournament saga. Roshi trains Krillin and Goku. Their training to begin with is mostly physical conditioning. There's no point working on ki control without a good foundation. Goku grows stronger much faster than Krillin. Krillin's base is 240, but Roshi moves on to the next stage of his training. So, the state you guys are in is called the base form. It's good for techniques and stamina. You have the most control while in this state, but it's not the strongest you can be. There's two of them smile in anticipation. This could be good. Our bodies can attain something we call gates. They are limiters placed in various areas in the body, usually around organs. When those limiters are broken, more of your hidden power is released. There are many guardrails our body have put in place, since the full power of the body would just cause it to explode without vigorous focused practice. Even I can't open all the available gates, and still have many left to acquire. I'm going to teach you how to open the first one. Watch me closely. Roshi enters a wide-legged stance and focuses. First gate open, he shouts. A blue aura of ki flows around him and his eyes glow the same colour. His muscles look larger and tougher. This gives us an immediate 5 times power boost. With enough training, this starts to feel very similar to your base. It might in terms of stamina, but abusing this will cause other forms of damage. Using it more than your body can handle could lead to you putting permanent damage onto your ki systems, which will greatly hamper your potential to grow. This is so fun. The two of them can't wait to learn this stuff. So this part of their training begins and Krillin eventually gets it down just before the tournament. For Goku though, it's far more difficult. Goku sulks and puts extra hours in to try and make progress. However, Roshi's advice just doesn't work for him. The way he explains how to open it just isn't working. Eventually, he gets somewhere but nowhere close enough to attain it. Roshi doesn't doubt him though. His base power level is very high and he's sure he can make some great progress. Instead, he teaches Goku other things, techniques. Now I'm going to teach you some good techniques. They're also called jutsu, but that's more of an archaic term. Goku starts off with 2 basic techniques. The first one Roshi teaches him is the body flicker technique. This lets him have a brief burst of speed, which in turn adds to his power. He's going to need it to match the power boosts received through the first gate. Then the second technique he learns is a special ki thread technique. It allows him to form rods from his fingers that he can use to cut through opponents. They can disrupt people's ki control, disactivate nodes, and cause physical damage. The level of damage caused depends on how strong the user is relative negative to their opponent. He focuses on only those two so he can activate them quickly in battle and minimize the chakra drain he receives from it. Goku enters the tournament along with Krillin. Humanity isn't aware of how far ki control can take them. Many martial artists know how to use ki to make their attacks stronger or faster. Some can use it to fortify their bodies, and that's pretty much the extent to their abilities. As technology advanced, the ancient methods of martial art practice vanished and grew more obscure or cryptic. But Roshi is centuries old. He kept the practices intact and taught his students like Grandpa Gohan. Goku starts off in the quarterfinal against Jiren. He finishes that fight quickly and moves on to the semi-finals. Here he meets Nam, a valiant, courageous warrior here to try and bring money back to his village. They're currently enduring a terrible drought and his people are suffering. It hurts him to see how bad things have got him. He knows he must win at any cost. He's been training hard, and it's evident through his toned muscular physique, although he isn't extremely big due to malnutrition hindering him. Their match begins and the two start at range. The last thing Nam wants to do is rush in and make a mistake. He must win this and so has to play it smart. They circle each other slowly and Goku then throws the first attack. He weaves a series of hand signs quickly, very quickly for someone like Nam. People in the crowd can't believe what they're seeing. Many are aware of hand signs, they're used to perform techniques and such, they've seen it from previous fighters. However, they've never seen them getting weaved at this speed. Nam watches this shocked. Almost out of reflex, he lifts his arms. Whatever's coming, he's sure it will be strong. Loss is not an option, so he enters a defensive stance and waits. He can't act rash now. Goku dons his body flicker technique and speeds forward. His first step caves in the ground from how fast he moves. He lands a firm right hand to his lower abdomen, making him cough out spit and blood. It wasn't hard for Goku to immediately hit through his block. The force behind his fist was simply too great. Next, he funnels in an uppercut through his forearms and onto his chin. Nam is launched into the air and leaves a stream of blood in his wake. The crowd are electric. The battle is already looking great. Krillin and Roshi simply smile from the sidelines. They know how talented Goku is. It's good to see him doing so well. Goku leaps up there and arrives by Nam's side in a flash. There's a clear look of fear on Nam's face. He can't resist. The speed at which his fist cuts through the air. What can he do to deal with such ability? Goku swings him down to the ground with a double axe handle and he crashes into the arena ground. It breaks on impact and Goku then lands right beside him. He doesn't want to add insult to injury. Goku isn't here to kill the guy, he respects these fighters and his demeanor. Nam showed his respect before their match started, unlike many other fighters he's encountered so far. He seems humble, admirable. So Goku grabs one of his arms and slides him off the arena. Then he reaches the final. Here he meets Jackie Chun, Roshi under a disguise. His student is talented but he cannot let the power get to his head. There will always be someone out there much stronger than yourself. Instead of falling into the illusion of arrogance and delusion, you must remain humble. Jackie Chun immediately ascends into the first gate. The beautiful tranquil blue aura manifests and cloaks his body. Goku makes his stance. He's using the first gate. He'll have to be vigilant since he's probably outclassed in terms of physical strength. He begins with the ki thread technique. Creating a long straight string of ki, he swings it at Roshi. He weaves a series of hand signs literally as the thread approaches and blocks it after he's done. It feels like Goku's hitting rock. The thread strikes his forearm and shatters. Goku even feels a stinging pain in his fingertip that's now bleeding. His ki flow getting disrupted like that so quickly isn't good. This guy is strong. Goku speeds forward and he looks to be going in for an attack. However, he rolls to the side at the last second while using the body flicker technique. What remains in his previous position is an after image, a nifty technique used that Roshi is quite surprised by. He never taught Goku how to use that technique. Turns out he saw it and learned how to do it himself. Impressive. Roshi doesn't buy his little trick though. Goku goes in to attack him from the side, but Jackie Chun simply taps away his fist. It lands with great pace and drops Goku to his knees. The crowd gets excited. Goku just eviscerated his previous opponent and is now getting pushed around like a ragdoll. There are levels to this. Goku rises and uses his body flicker technique. He speeds forward but throws what looks like a wristband. Slamming his hands together to form a hand sign, he swaps places with the item. Roshi can't believe what he's seeing. He also learned that technique on his own. He wasn't expecting that, so didn't really prepare for any attacks from behind him. Goku swings down an overhand right and hits Jackie Chun cleanly in his jaw. It knocks his head back a little, then Goku swings in a left kick to his lower abdomen. Roshi steps back and so softens the impact, but it still lands. Goku gets a bit too confident. After landing 2 straight hits, it makes him fight too aggressively. He advances and extends his left arm for a jab. He aims it at Jackie Chun's jaw, but he grabs it and brings it down. Goku tries to lift his arm but cannot, he's simply too strong. Then he starts squeezing his fist. Goku resists at first, but starts to feel his burns getting pushed around and into weird positions. It's hard to endure, but he must. Goku is very determined to win. Roshi lands a clubbing punch, heavy and slow. Then he fires off a long sequence of attacks. Goku can only block a handful, but the far majority land just as Roshi intended them to. He pushes him across the entire arena until Goku is right at the edge. He is only saved by a crucial use of the body flicker technique. However, he's been spamming it throughout the fight. His chakra reserves aren't large, he's young and isn't as experienced as Roshi, so he'll have to use it more sparingly. Goku grits his teeth with anger that will just make it harder for him to win, and he really wants to win. Roshi's dominance only grows, and Goku's left fighting desperately for even a glimpse of success. His punches are too fast, too strong, and too calculated. He outperforms Goku in every category. In their match though, Goku looks up to the sky. He transforms into his massive Uzaru form and roars down at Roshi. He swings down his mammoth arms. Third gate open, Roshi roars. His muscles grow slightly larger, giving him the body and conditioning of a youthful, healthy martial artist. He sustains the impact, then evades an incoming ki blast. It hits the ground and creates a massive explosion. Some of the people in the crowd get injured and thrown out their seat. Roshi is going to have to contain this threat to minimize the casualties. He might be stronger than Goku, but he's clearly mindless and sees everyone as his prey. Nobody safe. Get the people out of here, Roshi roars. He blasts up, breaking the arena from how fast he moves. He hits both fists into Goku's large, long snout and lifts him off his feet. Then he grabs one of his large furry arms and chucks him into the sky. He lands back on the ground, then rockets right back up. In a fraction of a second, he's already at the large Uzaru's level. Now he's at his level, he weaves a few hand signs. Goku has so much aggression and bloodlust in his face. You can see it as he scrunches his snout and vehemently roars at his own master. He no longer sees even the disguise of Jackie Chun, he merely sees a victim, someone that he can attack, mutilate, destroy. Roshi grabs him by the back of his head and rests on his nape. The angry Uzaru tries desperately to pull Roshi off, but he's firmly on his back, there's nothing that he can do. Then Roshi goes in for a dive. He uses his body flicker technique to shoot himself down. Goku gets sent diving into the arena and he lands with a loud, almost deafening boom. A massive cloud of dust and lifted dirt particles surround the fallen duo. Goku is knocked out cold, then Roshi destroys the moon to return Goku to normal. Roshi is pleased with his students. Even if they didn't win, they performed well and showed him just how strong they've gotten. What else is there to learn? Goku asks. Oh, there's a whole lot of stuff left to teach you two. This is only the beginning. Goku grins with sheer excitement. He can't wait to break past his limits and become an amazing fighter. Goku dismantles the Red Ribbon Army with ease. Even their strongest martial artists pose no threat. With the smart, calculated use of techniques and conserving energy, he wipes out the entire organization. However, he leaves a rather vengeful person alive. He misses him, and this person goes into hiding. He begins using his great intellect to devise people he refers to as androids. Cyborgs that he will use to get revenge for Goku's assaults and revive the Great Red Ribbon Army. Just you wait, Goku, I'll have you right here in my palm, Shiro says, holding his arm out as if he's holding someone's neck. You'll be mine. Goku and Krillin continue their training for the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. Goku's power level continues to rise fast. His ki reserves aren't growing as fast as Krillin's, but his physical strength is growing very quick. Goku can't use the gates and so needs to work more on techniques and physical strength. If he plays smart and isn't much weaker even in his base, he should be fine. Goku reaches a power level of 700, extremely high and impressive. Krillin settles at around 350. The two of them enter the tournament and meet each other in the semi-final. This will be a test. Will Goku's efforts leading up to this tournament make him the victor? In sparring just before the tournament, Goku started to perform exceptionally well. Krillin's first gate couldn't simply overwhelm him anymore. Even if it could, Krillin hasn't mastered the gates and it still drains his stamina. This match is a lot more balanced than it would have been previously. Krillin makes his stance and then enters the first gate. Goku advances with his body flicker technique. Krillin has this look of surprise on his face. The way he moves, he's as fast as him when he uses the first gate. No, he's faster. Goku lands a jab in his advance. He almost jumps into it and puts a great deal of weight behind it. His coarse knuckles, hard from intense training, crash into Krillin's jaw and knock him off course. He then aims low, an attempted right hand to the body. If he can win Krillin, he can make him more tired more quickly. However, Krillin blocks that attack too. It lands on his forearm and slides him along the arena. Goku throws his wristband, a signature technique of his. Then he appears behind Krillin in the air. He swivels around and shoots down his leg for a kick. It lands on Krillin's forearms and he takes the strike surprisingly well. Once Goku lands, he eats a right hand to the face. It snaps his jaw immediately, and he lifts his forearms to try and block. He cannot take forces like that for long. If he tries to, he'll be defeated. However, Krillin funnels in an uppercut through his forearms. His punch initially lands on them, but just pushes straight through his block like a battering ram. It hits Goku's jaw like a freight train, launching him into the edge of the ring. Goku holds his bruised nose and spits out blood. Krillin kicks Goku in his gut and lifts him. With a single arm, he swings him overhead, but Goku vanishes while he does this. Krillin's just holding a wristband. From behind, Goku advances with the body flicker technique and hits Krillin straight in his back. Immediately after, he stabs through one of Krillin's key nodes using his key thread technique. It leaves a small physical puncture wound, but the main damage is in Krillin's chakra netting. Krillin spits out a little blood and has this look of surprise. He's been too confident. He is way superior to Goku and has never lost to him in a fight, but this might just be his first if he isn't careful. Goku stabs forward with his key thread again, but Krillin hits it with one of his own. Their threads shatter right away. It's quite a delicate thing. Their battle continues and Goku continues to surprise Krillin with his tactics and gimmicks. For someone without many brains, Goku thrives in the heat of battle. He finds openings and seems so determined. Not only that, but he's also just loving this. Krillin can tell, he just loves to fight in general. Goku lands a rear uppercut. Then he uses the body flicker technique in tandem with his substitution technique to land a strong punch right on Krillin's solar plexus. That hurts badly and pushes Krillin to the ring's edge. Body flicker barrage, Goku roars. Krillin turtles up. He knows what this is. Goku debuted it to him in their last spar before the tournament and almost beat him with it. His strongest technique, a taijutsu offshoots of the body flicker, an innovative, very effective use of the technique. Goku advances with the body flicker, then steps to the side. He funnels in a hook to Krillin's left flank, then rolls under a right hand. Right after, he springs up and shoots Krillin's head back with an uppercut. Subsequently, he throws down a punch right onto his chest. This punch nearly sends Krillin over the edge. No, his punches didn't feel like this when he used it the last time. He grew stronger after that last fight. Krillin can tell. Can you make it through this? Goku rages on, using a lot of his stamina reserves to try and take down Krillin. He leaves him bruised and bloodied and continues. He uses the attack for a dangerously long time and ends up freezing while throwing a punch. His body starts to steam from the exhaustion. He simply collapses and is eliminated. Krillin can't believe it. Goku got so close to beating him. He was already falling off the edge and only just saved himself because Goku passed out. He's panting and quite tired, beat up. Goku just looks so defeated. He sits, his arms rested on his knees. His head lays low and it takes a few seconds for him to get up. Krillin sees he's tired and so helps him up. He places his arm over his shoulders and walks him along to where Roshi, Yamcha and Bulma are. You did great, Goku. Know that, Roshi affirms. It's hard for Goku to believe. He put so much effort into training. He knew Krillin would be his greatest challenge. To be honest, he feels sorry for whoever he must face. His time will come. Goku is certain of it. The final comes along and Krillin is up against Tien. They both begin using the first gate. This is not just a battle of fists, it's a battle of arts, a battle of schools. Chen was a student of Mutaito just like Roshi. They were great talents but fell out and had different methods of training. They set up their own schools, teaching their students in their own way. Tien and Krillin blast off. They both release shockwaves from how fast they move. The crowd cheers on the final match. The strongest warriors on the planet go toe to toe in the World Martial Arts Tournament. Krillin throws a textbook right hand, snappy, precise, but Tien slips his head past him then grabs him on the head. The speed at which he can move, Krillin didn't even see that coming. Goku stands up from where he watches the match. Just who is this? Tien slams Krillin headfirst into the arena and smiles, then he chucks him back. Krillin takes a strategic roll then returns to his feet. The two charge at one another again and slam their forearms together, then they push on each other. At first it seems like they're total equals, they remain planted, unable to overpower one another. But then Tien manages to take a step forward. He seems shaky and unstable at first, but he eventually finds his footing. Tien has the slight edge in terms of strength. He swings in a punch and Krillin blocks with his forearm, but then Tien appears right to his side and lands a jab to the side of his jaw. It snaps it aside and shakes his head. It leaves a ringing in his ear and makes him a little disoriented. Tien capitalizes on this and lands a sequence of attacks while Krillin can't properly resist. The two continue battling and are almost complete equals. No one has a glaring drawback or a massive advantage over the other. Their power levels are equal at 350. Both warriors end up spending quite a lot of energy. They're just wasting energy endlessly fighting. Alright, now it's time for me to win this, Tien says. You sure? Wouldn't you have done that already if you could? Krillin says. It looks like Tien might have a trick up his sleeve. Is he feigning arrogance or is he acting this way for a reason? The announcer shouts into his microphone. Second gate, open. His blue aura grows slightly darker and much more intense. Tien's muscles grow a little too. Whoa. With a 10 times boost, Tien's power level is raised to 3,500. What can Krillin do now? Krillin puts up a good fight against Tien, but this is where things come to an end. Tien's now 20 times stronger than normal. His power level far exceeds Krillin's. No level of technique can help Krillin now. With a single strike, Krillin is defeated and Tien takes the crown as the world's strongest martial artist. Instead of boasting about it and basking in the glory, he shows his respect. Krillin and Goku were splendid warriors, and he hopes to face them another time in the future. The group head to go to get a meal after the match is done, and Goku leaves his power pole and 4-star ball at the World Tournament by accident. Krillin goes over to get it, but he is confronted by someone, a green monster called Tambourine. Krillin doesn't cower away like a weakling or coward, he stands his ground. "Ah, so you're going to be my first blood, a finalist. Thanks for making this easier for me," Tambourine says. Then he goes to weave a series of hand signs. Krillin looks a little surprised. He knows how to weave hand signs, and he knows how to do it well. His hands move like lightning, constantly switching between different signs. Demon Cloak technique. A black cloak surrounds and hardens his skin. Not only does it increase his durability, but makes him several times stronger. Krillin isn't concerned about that though. He ascends into his first gate and utilizes the body flicker technique. Dashing forward, he speed blitzes Tambourine. He moves far too great for him to even perceive his movement. Krillin lands a punch cleanly to his gut and shatters the armor plate of Ki in that area. Next, he uses his Ki thread and just starts swinging like a madman. He just wants to cause as much damage as possible and dismantle this threat. The armor does surprisingly well, weakening the thread, so when it runs through his chakra system, it doesn't cause as much damage. He pulls back his finger, annoyed at the lack of success he had there. Regardless, it's not all over. He still has many tricks up his sleeve. Krillin sprints forward, then rolls. He leaves behind an after image clone, and Tambourine takes a foolish swing at it. His arm goes straight through the after image, and when he realizes that, it's already too late. Krillin kicks him square in his back and shatters what remains of his armor cloak. Black fragments disperse across the room and then dissipate, leaving Tambourine vulnerable. With a final punch from the side, he knocks out Tambourine cold. Just as he drops, Goku rushes in. He could sense something was wrong and rushed right over there. "What happened?" "Oh, you're alive," Goku says, going in to hug Krillin. "Don't worry, I won't be killed that easy," Krillin says with a chuckle. Roshi investigates this person. He was holding Goku's Dragon Ball and a list of the fighters in the World Martial Arts Tournament. There's only one person responsible, the Demon King himself. A cold shiver runs down Roshi's spine. The memories of his brutality and tyranny run through his mind. No, he was sealed. How was he out now? Anyways, they must all band together. Individually, they might not be enough, but there are many capable fighters here. Goku is still quite tired after his fight with Goku isn't in the best shape after his fight. Regardless, they march on. Yamcha is heavily injured from his battle with Tien and replenishes Goku's chakra reserves. They're very large and fill his up while he's left with a significant amount of ki. Then he chooses to rest. He just won't be of aid in the battle since he's so injured. The army proceed. Roshi, Tien, Chaozu, Krillin, and Goku. The five stand in a line before the towering, intimidating Demon King Piccolo. He's older, frailer, weaker. Roshi still remembers the ferocious warrior he was. He can't be much below that even in this advanced stage. They're here to stop him from getting the Dragon Balls. They're going to work together and beat this Namekian. Use all the power you have left. This is now or never, for the Earth, for everything you know and love, Roshi exclaims. Battle cries roar out from the adjacent fighters. Their silver auras connect and form one massive flow of ki. Fourth gate, release. Tien looks to his right. Fourth gate. Not even Lord Shen could do that. This Roshi guy is a menace. Just getting stronger isn't going to be enough to stop me, Piccolo claims. Then, veins surround his eyes and become a lot more prominent. They almost pulsate, then his sclera darken to black. His irises turn a dirty, almost sickly yellow. That's when he reveals the Demon Clan Namekian's very own dojutsu, the Magan, the Demon Eye. Roshi starts off. He's fastest and makes it to him first. The two slam their forearms together, shooting masses of debris in every direction. Even after Roshi's hefty power boost, Piccolo stops him completely without much effort. Roshi tries to throw in an uppercut, but the Demon King slides back. He moves elegantly but quickly and watches the fist completely miss. Roshi put too much power behind that punch. He was hoping to land it and knew he'd have to put his back into it to cause damage. Now it's missed. It throws him off balance slightly. Piccolo punches him cleanly in his chest and lands perfectly on the ki node located in his heart. Roshi coughs out blood, feeling hard strain from that area. His ki's disrupted and makes it harder for him to stay in the fourth gate. Piccolo then weaves a number of hand signs and slams his palm onto Roshi's chest. Immediately after, a black seal appears on his muscular chest. It turns black to a glowing orange and detonates. Roshi's thrown back, but the other four warriors rush forward to continue what he started. They work with strategy. If they want to come out on top, they'll have to work together. Piccolo doesn't even look around at the fighters swarming him. He just smiles. The fact they think they can contest the Demon King is laughable, really. Krillin speeds forward utilizing the first gate and his body flicker technique. He tries to throw a strong jab only for Piccolo to turn and grab his fist. Right after, he bares his fangs and digs into Krillin's neck. "Krillin," Goku shouts out. Krillin passes out after the attack and a black substance looks to run through his veins. Next, Piccolo turns to Goku. He tries to attack the Namekian. He throws an upward kick aimed at his right flank. It simply lands on his tough, strong arm. Goku's ricocheted back and wriggles around that leg. It hurt quite a lot from that impact. Piccolo smiles almost maniacally. Goku can sense this aura of darkness and evil oozing off him. It's almost demonic. Piccolo speeds forward and sends his hand straight through Goku's stomach. Goku's eyes widen. He coughs out a mouthful of blood before collapsing. The others are simply mortified. This Piccolo guy is too strong. The group that remains tries to swarm Piccolo, but he manages to keep them all back. He punches Chaozu cleanly in his face, then grabs Roshi from his left. Shocking him to the right, Tien ends up punching Roshi right in the face by accident. Then Piccolo fires off a ruthless wave of uppercuts to Tien's gut. These impactful punches cause serious damage, ruptured organs, and so much internal bleeding. Tien collapses, the air thickens. The remaining fighters are afflicted with the gut-wrenching stench of blood and flesh. I told you couldn't stop me. Give me the Dragon Ball you're hiding. I deserve to rule this planet because I am strongest, Piccolo shouts. Roshi goes in to attack him but drops to his knees and coughs out blood. He looks very alarmed when he looks at the blood. Even Tien catches glimpse. His blood is a midnight black. That seal I put on you has been tearing through your ki systems. The more that you use techniques in ki control, the more damage it caused. I'm gonna do the same to that kid on the ground over there. As for the other one, I would, but I think he's dead now, Piccolo says, then chuckles. Tien is so disgusted by this evil, this disrespect. Goku was a strong fighter and didn't deserve to get brutally attacked like that. He wouldn't stand for it any longer. His brewing anger gets the better of him and he pounces. Piccolo shuts down any attempt at assault with a simple right hand. Roshi starts to realize there's only one way out of this. They're gonna have to perform the evil containment wave. He's gonna die, but there's no other option. A look of sadness appears on his face. He looks around to his fallen comrades. Their efforts will be in vain if he doesn't step up to the plate. He's been here for a while, a few centuries, enjoyed life. He's passed on his wisdom to the next generation and now he must rest. Roshi gulps, then stands up straighter. It is time. You look confident, Piccolo says, mockingly. Suddenly, his look of confidence and defiance turns to that of confusion. Piccolo turns and looks at Krillin, who's raised up. Black markings appear across his body, making him more muscular and powerful. Second gate, release. Krillin starts teeming with strength. His body goes into complete overdrive. Third gate. No Krillin, that's too much, Roshi shouts. He knows his student's conditioning. The first time he used the third gate, he was twice as strong as Krillin. He even got put in a coma for being too rash that lasted for weeks. He's nowhere near strong enough to survive this. The ground quakes with Krillin's vehement roar. His skin cuts in some places, releasing streams of blood into his chaotic blue aura. Piccolo looks shocked and is totally frozen. Roshi can't believe what he's sensing. The power coursing through Krillin. He's surpassed him. Krillin charges at Piccolo, taking him off guard with his speed. He lands a strong punch, knocking Piccolo's head aside. The tides have turned in the group's favor again. Their shining light, their chance at victory. Krillin continues his brutal assault, holding nothing back. Piccolo manages to block a few attacks, but cannot contain most of them. They're inflicting grave damage upon him. After Krillin throws a successful flurry of punches, Roshi rushes in. He can't stand by no longer. Krillin shoots up his legs for a double drop kick that launches him into the sky. Piccolo is sent spinning and flying around but catches himself in flight. Then Roshi blasts up at top speed. In a fraction of a second he appears by King Piccolo. Lightning style key blade technique. Current rushes down his arm and condenses into a long sharp blade. Piccolo looks incredulously at this marvel of martial arts. Roshi has ascended past the previous knowledge of martial arts. While King Piccolo was sealed, he advanced his knowledge through comprehensive and repetitive trial and error. He slices across Piccolo's chest, shaving through several keynotes. He coughs out blood and holds his bloody torso. Right after, Krillin appears and lands a double axe handle to shoot Piccolo back down. He comes diving down like a cannonball and smashes right into the Demon King's back. He forms a small crater from his heavy impact and is snapped King Piccolo's back in two. Seconds later, he falls out of the third gate and looks frozen. His eyes roll into the back of his head and he falls. Krillin has passed away. Roshi lands next to Piccolo, who shoots an egg out into the distance. Seconds later, he succumbs to his injuries. They've won, but at what cost? Roshi, tired, falls onto his bottom and just looks out at the bloody battlefield. Krillin, I told you it would kill you, he says, with a deep sadness in his voice. Luckily, they have the Dragon Balls. Bringing them together, Shenron appears and revives Krillin. It's all over. They can rejoice. Peace returns. Following the 3-year time skip, Goku starts getting trained by Kami. He learns how to fly and grows significantly stronger. Goku's power level rises all the way up to 1500, tied with his old man. Goku reaches all the way to the final where he meets Piccolo Jr. When he sees that face, he remembers that man that tore through his whole abdomen. The pain he felt that night, he'd have nightmares of it that would wake him up in a cold sweat. The humans might have better technique, but Goku's physical strength is nothing to joke around with. With certain enhancements, he even surpasses them when they use their gates. Their match begins and it's a highly anticipated one. Both fighters did so well in their path to the final. They just know this will be an amazing fight. Goku stretches his limbs, totally focused. Piccolo Jr. stands tall and menacingly, exuding pure confidence and determination. It's like nothing could shake him at all. The match begins, many lean forward in their seats, the crowd erupts into a cheer in some places, while others remain totally silent, focused on the battle that's about to unfold. The two strongest martial artists in the world are going toe to toe. Piccolo Jr. weaves a series of hand signs, then he reveals the Magan Dojutsu. As he does this, Krillin groans in pain and holds his neck. Roshi looks over alarmed and notices the mark on his neck glowing a burning hot orange. Piccolo has something to do with this. Piccolo shoots forward a dark seal. Goku rolls under it using his body flicker. He then shoots a weighted wristband at Junior. Due to its weight, it moves much more accurately and quickly. Just before the wristband reaches Goku, he swaps places with it. He enters close proximity to the Namekian with his fist already cocked back. Piccolo has an iota of time to evade. If he isn't smart and quick, he will be hit. Goku's fist cuts through the air, creating a current from the fast air movement. Piccolo looks relatively unfazed. That's when Goku sees Piccolo moving his hands. He's moving them much faster than he can. It also looks like he knows exactly where the punch will land. He looked at his abdomen, but aimed for his chin to try and confuse him. Looks like that was futile. Piccolo tapped his fist aside and elegantly steps back. Goku speeds forward again, relentless in his assault. Even if Piccolo is faster, he can't block everything. He'll wait for him to make a mistake and pounce then. He swings up a punch that Piccolo throws past in a spin akin to the spin of a ballerina. His feet move swiftly and lightly, barely making any noise. Now at Goku's right, he smothers the Saiyan with a hand to the face. Then he lifts him. The demon looks at Goku with a smile on his face, fixating on him with his dirty cold eyes. This is how it should be. He's fulfilling his purpose. He swings down but sees Goku throw him up. Piccolo roars with annoyance. From above Piccolo, Goku seemingly charges something. The Kamehameha wave. The large blue energy wave bullets down and hits Piccolo directly. He manages to catch it before it detonates and endures the impact relatively well. It scorches a lot of his clothing and leaves some minor bruises, but that's all. Goku continues applying serious pressure, but Piccolo manages it well. He is technical and fast, but both attributes work wonderfully to keep him untouched. Then when Goku gets too close, he lands one of his debilitating seals. It slams onto Goku's chest and immediately burns an orange red. It doesn't evolve into a curse mark. It's a lot more sinister and damaging than that. Dark evil ki tendrils shred through Goku's ki systems, disrupting him and causing great damage. Goku coughs out blood, a dark red mixed in with some black. This isn't good. Krillin groans in pain, holding his neck. Piccolo smiles and looks down to his clawed hands. He's siphoning Krillin's power for his own use. In exchange for having a curse mark, he can tax some of his ki for his own benefit. Piccolo rushes in and lands a strong two-piece. His two punches land strongly, and he makes sure to fully extend so his punches feel like battering rams, unforgiving, malicious strikes. Goku's head is thrown side to side and he spits blood after taking that last punch. If Goku doesn't change up his strategy soon, he will be killed. Piccolo Jr. is too strong, and he's not just fighting to win, he's going in for the kill. Junior shapes his hand into a blade and takes a quick swing across Goku's torso. His claws darken to a midnight black and ooze out a smoky black aura. Goku's wound sizzles with dark bubbling blood. It's truly gruesome, and Piccolo's loving it. Goku lost in the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. He lost in the 22nd one. He couldn't even defeat King Piccolo. He has to win this, for Krillin, for Yamcha, for the planet. Who knows what this demon will do if he wins? This need, this urgency, flicks a switch in Goku. While training with Kami, he made several revelations. Firstly, he made significant progress toward unlocking the first gate, but through unorthodox ways. The way he has to do it feels totally unlike what Roshi said. Additionally, his first gate limiter isn't even where Roshi's or Krillin's is. It's where their 6th gate limiters are. Turns out since he's a Saiyan, his ki works differently. After realizing this, his power exploded. First gate release. Krillin rises in his seat. Roshi leans forward. No way. Goku cloaks in a fiery blue aura, almost like a cool, calm flame. His muscles look slightly larger and Goku's demeanor has totally changed. He no longer looks frustrated and apprehensive. He's confident, bold. It's time to claim his rightful title as the strongest in the world. Goku charges forward, taking Piccolo totally off guard by his explosive speed. Those in the stands and crowd cannot believe what they're seeing, the speed at which he moves. He releases shockwaves with every stride he takes. Goku wallops Piccolo with his opening punch. He put all of his impetus behind it and Piccolo's face is knocked aside. The tables have turned. Earth might just be in safe hands. Piccolo turtles up. He doesn't want to get hit like that again. His first gate is so much more draining with this debilitating seal on his chest. Goku's ki flow keeps getting disrupted and it makes it super hard for him to perform technique, so he's practically limited to basic jutsu and hand-to-hand combat. Piccolo then lands a strong elbow, smiling. Goku got confident, but that power boost meant nothing at all. Piccolo still reigned supreme. Piccolo adds insult to injury by punching his cut over his torso and the seal. Both hits make Goku wail out in pain. He even drops to a knee with weakness. He hits the arena, annoyed. No, pain is merely a thing to conquer. This win is his. He's entitled to this victory. He's put in the work and he's the strongest. Not a sliver of doubt rests within him. The Saiyan rises, invigorated by a new intense conviction. He speeds across the arena and arrives behind Piccolo Jr. using the body flicker. Pain, that damn seal. No, stomach the pain. Goku moves on and throws a right hand. It moves quickly. Piccolo doesn't even look in his direction. His eyes grant him a much larger field of vision, but there's nothing he can do to contest their punch. He takes it to the jaw and it immediately drops him to his hands and knees. Goku then kicks him airborne, only to slam him back down with a double axe handle. The crowd cheer as he does this. They love seeing an underdog taking the upper hand. He's going against the odds. He's rising to the occasion. Piccolo rolls aside and lifts an arm. He fires his Super Demon Wave, but Goku slaps it away with a powerful swing. Next, he powers forward and assails Piccolo with a strong technical tornado kick. Finally, he thrusts his left leg out for a side kick, a terribly strong attack. It lands cleanly on Piccolo's chest and throws him off the ring. The job is done. Goku's surrounded by the electric chanting and cheering of the crowd. It's almost deafening. His friends rush onto the arena to congratulate his win with him, although he collapses onto them from exhaustion. Junior, infuriated, flies off with his tail between his legs. This isn't over. So Goku goes on a 5-year break from training. His son Gohan is born and he wants to be there to raise him instead of constantly training. He doesn't fully stop though. Now he understands his body way better and he worked on unlocking the second gate. Over these 5 years he doesn't get it, but he makes a lot of progress. He can feel he's on the edge. He's almost there. A white and red pod crashes into the earth with a bang. An inquisitive man walks over but makes sure to grip his shotgun firmly. There could be something dangerous down there. The translucent red opening lifts and reveals a tall, muscular warrior. He's clad in black and brown attire, the armor of the Frieza Empire. It's Goku's brother, son of Bardock, Raditz. The farmer proves no threat, and Raditz ruthlessly slaughters him before advancing. He lifts into flight and scans the surroundings. He looks intently and finds Piccolo, then he advances. "Hello, Namekian," Raditz states. Piccolo's immediately on edge, so he stays back and keeps himself ready. "Do not fret, I'm not here for you, I'm here for Goku. He should have killed every single person on this planet, including you." "Would you know where he is?" Raditz asks. "I'm not helping you," Piccolo shouts, activating his Magan. Then he makes a blade with his hand and slices right through Raditz's armor. He aims principally for his abdomen and shreds through the muscle fibers. Some of Raditz's intestines get loose and are only held back by his armor. He drops to his knees, screaming in pain. Nobody's going to get Goku before Piccolo. Raditz lifts his hand and fires a ki blast, but Piccolo knocks it away effortlessly. Raditz is strong. His power level is at 3,500, but it's not enough. He hasn't got good ki control and his ki reserves are tiny for a Saiyan. It's almost laughable really, he can't even beat the average Frieza soldier, so he was hoping to get an ego boost facing a Namekian. Saiyans are supposed to be stronger than Namekians, but of course Raditz here is an anomaly. His scouter even read a power level of 500, but it turns out Piccolo can control his power level, because now it reads 6,000. He's in a lot of trouble. Raditz still must succeed with the mission, there's no reason for him to stay. Raditz spits out blood and strugglingly raises to his feet. He holds his bleeding abdomen and looks upon Piccolo with eyes of rage and bloodlust. "I'll be back in a year's time, and the people I'm coming with will destroy you. Just you wait," Raditz exclaims, before flying off. Goku senses this disturbance, but it dies down and so he thinks nothing of it. Raditz rushes off-world and heads over to Vegeta and Nappa. They hear him claiming this Namekian was around as strong as Nappa. The other two Saiyans break out into hysterical laughter upon hearing this, but it seems Raditz is totally serious. Alright then, they'll humour themselves and see what's going on. Goku's at the Kame house with his friends, then Piccolo lands in front of the home. With his power level in full effect, it alarms the people in there. They look around at each other, a little scared. Goku, Roshi and Krillin walk forward. Over these years, Krillin's made astounding progress. He seems a little darker and more standoffish, but his power, it's monstrous. It's that curse mark. Now he's learned to use it at will, he can grow several times stronger in a flash. "What do you want?" Roshi interrogates. I promise you, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have to be. Somebody claiming to be Goku's brother came here a few minutes ago. So that's what that key signature was, they realize. Yes, and he said that people much stronger than us will be coming to Earth in a year's time. Goku, do not think our battle is over, I still must settle the score with you. Oh, don't worry, I'll be there for the rematch. Piccolo turns and flies off. With that, their training ensues. All these warriors train extremely hard with one another. Goku tries to convince Grandpa Gohan to help, but the days of fighting and training are behind him. Even with his anti-aging methods, he's still frail and much weaker than he once was. His ki reserves are dwindling, and he's sure the 8 gates would just fry his body. He can't take that strain anymore. Goku doesn't force him, but is a little bummed out to see he won't help. The group train and Goku focuses on training Gohan. If he's like him, then his body might be very different. Although he's half Saiyan and half human, the very first, so it will be a totally unique experience for him. Gohan gets the best of both worlds. High base power level and high ki reserves. Extremely high ki reserves. This is where the Z fighters stand at Vegeta and Raditz's arrival. Goku's power level has risen to 15,000. Training with Gohan and Krillin has been particularly helpful, and he's been doing a lot of work with his gates. Gohan is next with a power level of 9,000. Very strong and already capable of using his first gate. The father-son duo alone is already deadly. Then there is Piccolo. His power level ties with Gohan at 9,000. His training was solitary, and so he couldn't make as much progress. Regardless, he was focused on his ki control. Now he's unlocked the next stage in his Margon and has made it even more powerful. Roshi still claims the title as the strongest human, but now only by a hair. He's older and the youngers are growing quick. He isn't concerned about that though. There will always come a time when the older generation need to step down and pass on the torch. His power level settles at 5,000, but with his gates he can battle the likes of Goku as a true rival. Their sparring matches are beautiful spectacles. Many of the others tune in to watch, partly for entertainment but also for study. The way they fight is technical and quality. If they can emulate their fighting styles, it will do wonders for them. Tien lags slightly with a power level of 4,500 and Krillin is at 4,000. The thing about Krillin though is that he has a massive amount of ki. It's similar to Gohan really. He has way more ki than Tien. Yamcha is at 3,600 and Chaozu 3,000. The crew arrive where Vegeta and Nappa are, confronting them directly. Once they arrive, they can sense the ki coming off them too. Goku's a little worried. The larger brute seems manageable, but the other guy. Not only that, but there's this weird darkness coming from his abdomen, like a different ki. It's weird. Nappa, deal with these weaklings, Vegeta orders. Your wish is my command, Nappa says, walking forward. Now who's first, he boasts, patting his chest like an ape. I have it, Piccolo orders. The others don't want to get on his nerves. He'd be a valuable member of the team, but he isn't very agreeable. He still wants Goku dead, so they leave him to it. The Namekian takes off his weighted clothing and stretches his muscles. Nappa speeds forward in a powerful sprint, then roars. First gate, open, he shouts. His power skyrockets, sending powerful pulses of ki in every direction, a mix of ki and wind. Piccolo stands his ground, putting his arms in an X and falling back only a few inches. He looks focused and unconcerned with that showing of power. Nappa speeds forward in flight, now cloaked in a chaotic blue aura. He hits Piccolo right on his forearm, sending him sliding to the crew that disperse. He follows up with a series of punches, but Piccolo blocks each one. Then he steps aside. He moves quickly for a person his size and almost zips to the side. The others know what it is. The body flicker. Then he fires a ki blast and hits Nappa cleanly in the side of his head. He also takes off his left shoulder and spins him 90 degrees. It's evident that blast did damage. Nappa looks toward Vegeta. The last thing he'd want now is to show weakness like this. Even from here, you can see the disgust in his leader's eyes. No, he won't stand for it. His embarrassment shifts into an invigorating rage. His blue aura manifests again and flares around him wildly. Even his armor gets destroyed by his power-up. Piccolo smiles. He knows this is going to be good. Nappa runs wildly and straight at Piccolo. The Namekian doesn't even enter a guard or step back. The spectators watch with surprise. What is he up to? Nappa advances, but then Piccolo weaves a fast series of hand signs. They're so fast Nappa can't even see them. It even makes him involuntarily slow down as he sees it. He's just so surprised. Then Piccolo pounces. He charges forward with a powerful stride. He puts all his weight into his right fist and lands a strike cleanly on Nappa's chest. It moves so fast that Nappa just stood there like a mannequin and let it hit him. There's nothing he could do. On impact, a powerful stream of black ki blasts out from his fist. Piccolo's right eye starts bleeding from his overexertion. His new attack uses quite a lot of energy. Several shards of demonic ki sprout from his fist and shred through Nappa's body and ki network. He bellows in pain, falling onto his back and coughing up bubbling blood. This isn't the same Piccolo they knew a year ago. He's reached a totally different level, and it's terrifying. Don't think you've won, Namekian. You still must face me, Vegeta states, while his eyes glow purple. Purple eyes? What's that about? Vegeta walks forward slowly, then lifts an arm. Nappa looks to him, laughing. You're all dead now. Vegeta's second to only Frieza, the strongest of the Saiyan race, Nappa shouts. He believes his bootlicking will help him stay alive. Not at all. Vegeta looks upon him with dark eyes of disgust and disdain. If he cannot even defeat a Namekian, then his life means nothing. Vegeta lifts a hand and hits Nappa right on. He is blasted to smithereens, then he looks up to the group, all displaying visages of shock. This man just felled his comrade, someone that was literally fighting for him. He turns and blasts through Raditz's gut, making his entrails spill out. Raditz doesn't even have the strength to speak. He lets out low spine-chilling grunts as blood spills out his mouth. In seconds, he's dead. Vegeta isn't just an ordinary Saiyan. In the history of the Saiyans under King Cold's rule, they were still attacking other planets and selling them off to affluent consumers. As they continued their planetary genocides, they expanded their influence and wealth of the Cold Empire. However, they were stopped by a terrifyingly strong force. Even with a full moon, their Ozaru forms could not contest it. The Eclipse Beast, an ape-like beast, massive in size. Even the Ozaru looked like pipsqueaks beside it. It took a massive army of Saiyans to put their ki together through their king to seal it away. King Vegeta III. He decided to seal the beast away in his son. He's the strongest Saiyan child among them. It was too difficult for them to seal it in an adult, so they chose the strongest Saiyan child, Vegeta IV, to take the beast. So as he grew up, he was tasked with taming the beast, and he did a very good job. With that, he became a prodigy, renowned among the army for his strength and ability. Frieza saw him as a threat, however. Vegeta even tried to fight him once, to free himself. However, the Emperor transformed and put his resistance down very quickly. Vegeta didn't just fall back into line and stay obedient, he just knew what he had to do now. Frieza was strong, much stronger than he anticipated, but he certainly isn't an insurmountable threat. So Vegeta has learned to suppress his ki and keeps it low when close to Frieza or any high level official. This has put Frieza's guard down while he trains and trains. Vegeta's quite muscular, lean and clearly highly trained. Vegeta, I don't want to fight here, Goku says, stepping forward. Wait Goku, I can help, Krillin says. He also takes a step forward. Me too, Gohan responds. Soon, almost the entire group stand forward. Only Chaozu and Yamcha choose to stay back, but they still want to help from a range. They can sense Vegeta's ki and don't really think they'll be that helpful. They certainly will be, but in more of a support role. Krillin's mark, a kanji symbol reading demon, glows on his neck. He grimaces, but he's gotten used to the pain. As the curse mark grows across him, he looks to Piccolo with surprise. His strength, it's not being siphoned. Piccolo nods to him. He's not taking his strength, he's going to fight alongside him instead. Goku feels great seeing this. Piccolo's come such a long way. He went from wanting to kill them to fighting by their side. The Z-Fighters have gained a new member. Vegeta flies into the distance and the group follow him. They arrive in the Gizzard Wasteland, northeast of the Paprika Wasteland. A slight breeze brushes over them all. Vegeta is Frieza's right-hand man, the strongest of his army. So he's given a red cape that billows gracefully under this wind. The Z-Fighters encircle Vegeta and all are stood atop tall rock towers. Vegeta smiles and bares his growing fangs. A bubbling purple cloak of ki covers his skin. His eyes glow purple and a few bright flashes rush through the aura too. The first gate. You're all finished. It's foolish to try and test me, Vegeta roars. Two tails made of this translucent purple ki waggle wildly. Then he pounces. He speeds toward Krillin first and hits him cleanly in his chest. Vegeta literally launches the human off the tall rock. From beside him, Roshi launches his Kamehameha wave. They realize there's no point in starting off slow. After seeing how much force was behind that punch, they realize just how strong Vegeta is. Treating him like a pushover will prove dangerous and possibly fatal. Vegeta lifts into the air, gracefully spinning over the incoming blast. It fires past him and toward Goku, who's forced to enter flight to evade. As he lifts, he dives back down toward Vegeta. Throwing a punch with a shout to try and capitalize on anger and adrenaline, Vegeta places the incoming fist onto his forearm without much trouble. Then he funnels in a kick to the side of his neck and catapults him into the air. The group of Z-Fighters continue attacking Vegeta from all sides. No matter how coordinated they make themselves, he can handle them. He hasn't got Piccolo's Margan, so his vision isn't even 360 degrees. That doesn't matter. The select few punches that do land do practically nothing to him anyway. You think these weakly humans can contest me? Vegeta shouts, slamming Goku through a whole tall rock. His cape flows wildly from the shockwave released. Goku goes bulleting through the rock, crushing it as he flies down. Roshi charges in and weaves several hand signs in his advance. Suddenly, 5 clones of Roshi appear in front of him. Shadow clones. Vegeta looks around confused. How did he just split off into 5 different people? The others look quite surprised, not because of the clones, but because of the power they wield. They're all just as strong as Roshi was originally. They swarm Vegeta and the others get in the thick of it too. They all try and occupy his angles. It works surprisingly well. Tien speeds forward and kicks in the back of Vegeta's right knee. He drops and eats a punch to his face from 2 Roshi clones at once. Finally, the curse-marked Krillin throws down a double axe handle with Piccolo. Both shoot him down to ground, and then they all fire down repeated ki blasts. The entire sky gets engulfed by these multicolored blasts. He takes out many of the blasts, but many pass his defenses. A massive cloud of smoke erupts after their detonations. Roshi's clones fade. Is he done? Yamcha asks. No, Krillin responds. Vegeta flies right up and past the entire group. He reaches the sky and vehemently rolls down to the group. His eyes are bloodshot. He's running on pure rage and bloodlust. How dare these lowly humans try and contest him? He's going to kill every single last one of them and destroy this planet. He lets the anger consume him, and seconds later, a third tail manifests. His skin starts to flake away, revealing the red muscle fibers below. This form should be causing him great pain, but he's losing control. He let his mind submit to his inner rage for power. This is not good, Goku shouts as they feel the pressure. The clouds overhead darken from the disturbance in the air. Lightning strikes beside them. The clouds let out deep, booming grumbles and roars. Piccolo powers up as much as he can. The others try and stop him. He should not rush in blindly. Vegeta's way too weak for that now. However, he doesn't listen. He leaps up as fast as he can, breaking the rock tower he was stood on. He whistles as he cuts through the air and releases a large shockwave. Pulling his arms back to his shoulder level, he then shoots them out and throws two black kanji symbols at Vegeta. They land on his chest, then he shoots up an uppercut right on the symbol. He pushes almost all his ki through Vegeta's chakra systems. The others down below can't believe what they're seeing. They believe Piccolo could have possibly held them back. He doesn't seem to have any gates and can only use his dojutsu. But that power alone has hurt Vegeta. Vegeta coughs out blood and has this look of shock on his face. He wanted to just tank that punch to strike fear into the Namekian. He didn't expect this to happen. In rage, he swings out his right hand and slices straight through Piccolo's neck. The people below gasp with shock and bewilderment. Droplets of blood rain down on them, then Piccolo's corpse falls past them. He shrieks down to the crew, then bats his chest repeatedly. He looks taller and more muscular, more intimidating. This is it, guys. There's no way out of this. Leave everything out on the field. Put your all into this. For Earth, Roshi roars. For Earth, the others shout back at it. They all power up to the maximum. Goku pushes and enters his second gate. Roshi shows off an even higher state, the fourth gate. The group charge up at Vegeta together, all bellowing as loudly as they can. Goku slams into Vegeta, surprising him with his increase in strength. Then Roshi and Krillin push past Goku and land simultaneous punches to his face. The shockwave released, particularly from Roshi, is immense. The power that he wields now, alongside his increase in physical strength, he has exceptional ki control, so it adds to each punch. However, Roshi lands another and grimaces. His body is old and can't take the same strain it used to be able to. One of his forearm bones has fractured after landing that punch. Vegeta's head is shot aside and he shoots out blood. He swiftly turns his head back to the incoming crew. For the first time in their battle, they see fear in Vegeta's eyes. He's hit in the back by Krillin, then in his left flank with a swiveling kick from Goku. The group continue their relentless assault and start to deal significant damage. Roshi and Goku are the principal warriors that make the most progress. Tien grabs onto Vegeta's right arm, Krillin onto his left. Then Roshi and Goku just let loose. With the last of their ki, they advance with the body flicker and throw an insane combination of attacks. Master and student, now fighting side by side, dominating the battle. They land in an open area around these tall rock towers. Vegeta spits out blood and falls onto his hands and knees. He can deny it all he wants, but he's hurt and he's been defeated. Goku and Roshi stand powerfully over their fallen enemy, ready for anything. Vegeta roars and leaps. He fires a blast straight through Tien's chest, then decapitates Chaozu. Roshi looks alarmed. Vegeta could still win this. There's this look of apprehension on his face now. Goku doesn't understand why. What's he up to? Roshi creates a ki sword much larger and more intense than Goku has ever seen before. Stabbing it right through Vegeta's chest, he stops him right in his tracks. Vegeta freezes and looks down to his chest. Not only is his ki totally disrupted, but there's this open hole in his torso. He spits out masses of blood and slowly pulls Roshi's hand out. He collapses to the ground and keeps his torso up with a hand. He starts to think. Either he can let his rage get the best of him and continue or flee. The second option is a no-go initially. But soon, his body lets him know the first option is impossible. He tries to battle his weakness but keeps stumbling and falling. Eventually, he looks at the group and shouts at them with anger before weakly flying off. Roshi falls out of his 8 gates then drops. The group rush to his aid and try and wake him, but soon they sense his ki vanish. Roshi has passed away. He was a valiant warrior and taught most of them almost everything they know. For centuries he trained and fought to protect the planet. His efforts will not be forgotten. Even Piccolo too. The humans struggle to give him his flowers, but Goku and Gohan see the great in anyone. They both have utmost respect for him, even with his controversial past. Vegeta rushes to Planet Freezer 79 to start healing. Once he starts healing, he smiles. the power he feels coursing through his veins. Piccolo caused significant damage to his body at even the microscopic level. So, his sane body is going to give him a large boost, he knows that. This is it. This is the homeward stretch. Frieza won't be alive much longer. The crew back on Earth realise that they must head to Namek, where Kami and Piccolo hailed from. The Dragon Balls on Earth might be gone, but they might have some of their own. So they locate Kami's ship and head on their way to Namek. Goku, Krillin, Gohan and Bulma head over there, and it takes them 34 days to get there. Once they emerge from the ship, they're met by 2 Frieza soldiers. They sense their ki. These people aren't weak. Krillin senses that in just his base form he'd be at a steep disadvantage. Therefore he utilises his curse mark alongside the first gate. Both power-ups provide ample boosts, and you can tell by the reactions on their faces. They quiver in fear and back away as the human advances. With a single punch, Krillin takes out one and leaves the other distraught. If he took out his friend so quickly, this is the end of the road for him. In an attempt at escape, he fires a blast and jumps into the air. However, in this split second, Krillin has spanned past the blast and grabbed his heel. The soldier looks down, dumbfounded. He can't believe it. Such speed. Krillin swings down and slams him headfirst into the ground. That slam knocks him out straight away. After this conflict, one thing becomes clear. They're not alone here. The armor brings them back to the fight they just went through a month ago. These people have something to do with those Saiyans. Let's keep our power levels low. We don't know what's going on here and don't want to bring attention onto ourselves. With that, their search for Namek's Dragon Balls begins. Krillin and Gohan watch a Namekian village from behind cover. That's when they see Frieza for the first time. The key signature they can sense from him. If he sees them, they're toast. They thought they were strong, but this power, it's so far beyond what they've seen. Gohan tries to stay back and watch this, but the brutality. Krillin thinks he's under control initially, but turns to see Gohan pulling his fingers through the dirt. We have to stay back, Gohan. You sense how strong the guy in the pod is, Krillin explains. I know, Gohan says, easing. Krillin takes a deep breath, but makes sure to watch Gohan closely. Just when he thought he calmed down, he bullets down there with a vehement roar. Gohan aims straight for Dodoria, utilizing the first gate to amplify his speed. He comes in from the warrior's left. Dodoria therefore swings out his left arm at his face. Gohan very easily slips under his mammoth arm and steps to the side using the body flicker technique. Zarbon watches more closely after seeing this. That's speed. Gohan jumps and punches Dodoria airborne and knocks him out cold. Then he aims for Zarbon. The two clash and Gohan sends him sliding. This level of power from a child like this. They notice the tail. It's a Saiyan. The embarrassment he feels. To be pushed back by this tiny kid, an elite soldier like himself. After Vegeta claimed the title as Frieza's right-hand man, Zarbon's been training to claim that position for himself again. Seeing that Saiyan receive better orders and praise infuriates him. He doesn't deserve it. Zarbon transforms into his ugly form. He doesn't want to toy with this boy or wait to transform. He just wants to kill him. He charges forward, thrusting forward his left arm. Gohan looks a little flustered by his gain in speed. It's manageable, just not what he was expecting. As the clawed, scaled hand approaches, a buzzing golden disc spins toward them and slices Zarbon's hand cleanly off. Don't freeze Gohan, Krillin shouts. Zarbon cowers, holding his hurt arm. He grimaces in pain and tries to stop the excessive bleeding. Seeing the culprit, Krillin, he turns and pours his rage into a ki blast. Somehow it's simply knocked away and into the sky. Gohan, let's go, Krillin shouts. They can take the Zarbon guy, but they don't know what the other person will do. He hasn't done anything so far, but what if he joins in? They'd stand no chance. So Gohan picks up Dende and flies off with Gohan. What are you waiting for? Go after them. Dodoria, Frieza shouts. His fighter awakes. With that, the duo try to hunt down Gohan and Krillin. In their flight, however, they're stopped by Prince Vegeta. At first, there's little alarm or concern. You must move. Frieza's orders. He must just be confused. They despise him, yes, but sense no ill intent from him. I don't care about that pipsqueak's orders, Vegeta declares. That's when they realize Vegeta isn't here to help them or anyone in the Empire. He's gone rogue. I'm here to kill him, he orders. Okay, Vegeta's strong, but he's nowhere near Frieza. Your power levels never touched 600,000. What makes you think you could beat someone like Frieza? Zarbon asks. They remember how strong he was when he transformed. Vegeta pales in comparison to him. Vegeta speeds forward, grabbing him by his neck. Dodoria can only watch in horror. He moves so quick he couldn't even perceive him. Zarbon coughs and flails around in a desperate attempt at escape, but it's futile. Over the years, I've been hiding my strength from you people, sucking up to Frieza, making him think there was no danger, no chance at rebellion. The whole time, I've been growing. After every battle, every mission. We Saiyans don't stay stagnant like you other inferior races. We grow from adversity. Our bodies are made for war, Vegeta roars. A bubbly purple aura appears around him. They know this power all too well. He's using his tailed beast, the Eclipse Beast. A tail sprouts from this bubbling cloak and adds to Vegeta's strength. He dives down like an asteroid, creating a shockwave so fast and strong that it cuts Dodoria's face. With a single slam, Zarbon is dead. Dodoria comes diving down with a double axe handle, but Vegeta sidesteps and effortlessly evades. Dodoria tries to swing again and puts every ounce of effort into the punch. He knows how strong Vegeta is, he needs to go 100% against someone like Vegeta. The fist comes in quickly but not for Vegeta, he simply lets it hit his face, it does nothing. Then he smiles and reveals his long sharp fangs. Dodoria starts shaking and stumbles back, he can't even stay upright anymore. Vegeta drives his hand straight through his gut and kills him with his brutal attack. He rips his arm out and flicks the excess blood off. He simply looks down on these fallen warriors as his click fades. The feeling of triumph, superiority, he deserves it, he relishes it. Now it's time for his main mission, taking out Frieza himself. Then they take Goku and Krillin off to get a Dragon Ball from Guru's place. While they're there, Guru offers to unlock their potentials. Goku's power level jumps up to 60,000. He can't believe the power coursing through his veins. It feels wonderful, exhilarating honestly. Goku walks out the palace to see Vegeta just in flight in front of him. He turns to Goku but doesn't say a word. He has something else on his mind. Vegeta simply flies off toward 5 mysterious Ki. Vegeta used to fear the Ginyu Force, they were Frieza's most elite soldiers. Even as he grew past them individually, he could not beat them as a team. Now, after his battle on Earth, that simply isn't the case. He's sure of it. The Ginyu Force emerge, and Vegeta lands before them. He lands in a Superman position, one fist and knee on the ground. His cape flows from the impact. Every person in this mercenary group stand and salute the second in command, Prince Vegeta IV. Vegeta, we've been sent here by Frieza to aid in the acquirement of this planet's Dragon Balls, Captain Ginyu explains. He makes sure not to look Vegeta in his eyes, looking down. The group feels so much fear in front of him. He's not much stronger, but he's impulsive. They've been victims of his wrath a few times in the past. No, you work for me now. Frieza is no longer your leader. I am. Do you understand? Vegeta commands. Vegeta, what you say? I said that you now work for me. Do I need to repeat myself? Vegeta shouts. Ginyu acts scared at first and takes a step back. However, when it looks like he's submitted, he extends his arms and tries to use his body swap. His blast fires out into open air as Vegeta has already arrived behind him. Their backs now face each other and the others have to shield their eyes from the powerful gust of wind. Treachery. Despicable, Vegeta says. He grabs onto Ginyu's head and squeezes. It pops like a balloon, showering the warriors in his flesh. Even if they should be running, they feel for their leader. How dare Vegeta just waltz in and kill him? Bertha speeds forward and throws a punch. Vegeta grabs it and stops him completely. Then he slowly pulls him down and stares into his soul using his glowing purple eyes. Did Bertha really think he could hit him? Vegeta takes that as almost an insult. How dare he think such a thing? He pulls and takes Bertha off his feet completely. He swings and takes out Requiem, using Bertha's body, then slams and kills him. Next, he blasts straight through Goldor's head and kills him. While Vegeta does this, Jace takes his chance and escapes. Flying as fast as he can, he just about passes the clouds once Vegeta notices. Oh well, there's nothing he could do to him anyway. The group have got a handful of Dragon Balls. They head to another one and find it's located in Frieza's ship. They realise every other Dragon Ball is in that ship too. What a sticky situation. Just when they thought it was over, they stay at a distance, then notice someone, Vegeta. He lands in front of the ship and makes sure to stand before the window where Frieza's throne room is. The Emperor appears through the glass, staring down at Vegeta. He stands tall and confidently, with his fists and armor covered in blood. Frieza chuckles in his seat and swivels around. Putting down his glass of wine, he lifts and dusts off his armor. Then, with the lightest tap of his index finger, the entire pane of glass comes crashing down. He speeds down there in a flash, making both their capes flow wildly. The two stand against each other, not one looking away or stepping back. Your days of reign are over. You will pay for ruling over me and my people, Vegeta declares. Come on, Vegeta. Don't you remember what happened the last time? I'm surprised you would act so stupidly for the second time. You think I've ever shown you my full strength? Whenever I reach close to you or your elite soldiers, I hid it. Your scouters are useless in the face of true power. They mean nothing, Vegeta shouts, balling his right hand into a fist. Frieza looks a little startled and taken aback. You're bluffing, he claims. Allow me to show you. Second gate. Open. Vegeta screams. His muscles briefly pull up as a new energy courses through them. He smiles maniacally at Frieza as he feels his strength. This is it. This is the moment. The planet quakes from his release of strength and alerts all the Namekians in the vicinity. They thought that Frieza was the only one with strength like this. It seems Vegeta has been a rival to him this whole time. Frieza backs away, shocked by this strength. It just keeps and keeps growing. His Jinchuriki cloak appears and the two tails appear. He breaks the ground with his leap and punches Frieza straight through his whole ship. He sends Frieza into an uncontrollable spin, then darts right after him. Vegeta fights with pure conviction and puts ferocity behind every strike. He thinks about his people that have lived under his tyranny, the planet he was destined to rule. He throws off a relentless flurry of punches. Frieza can't do a thing. He can't even see them coming. Frieza gets slammed straight through a whole mountain and slams into the ground. He's dragged through it, leaving a deep and long trail in the dirt. Frieza slowly turns over and spits out blood, holding his hurt abdomen. Vegeta comes diving down and lands so forcefully, mud gets thrown into Frieza's bloodied face. Transform already. I'm not going to face you in this lowly state of yours. A smile breaks out on Frieza's face. That might be the worst decision Vegeta has ever made. You think you've ever seen my full strength, Vegeta? Frieza says, wiping the side of his face as he lifts. Vegeta falls out the second gate. He can achieve the state but cannot maintain it for long. As he returns to his base, he feels a sharp pain rush through his bones and muscles. He hides the pain. He doesn't want to show such weakness in a time like this. Regardless, his resolution masks the pain. He has a job to do. I don't care. I am better than you. Frieza chuckles and transforms. He emits a bright white light and reveals his sleek, final form. Vegeta smiles involuntarily. With that, their battle continues. Frieza leaps forward and drives his leg straight into Vegeta's chest. The Saiyan spits out blood and is sent literally flying. He grimaces in his flight from the pain in his chest. That brings him back to when Piccolo hit him on Earth. Frieza lands a double axe handle cleanly on his chest, making him rebound straight off the ground. His attacks are too fast and strong. Vegeta can do nothing to resist. Just when he goes in for a kick, Frieza grabs him by his cape and chucks him into the sky. He moves with such great pace that he parts the clouds. Frieza zooms up there and then punches Vegeta even further up. Vegeta's eyes are now bloodshot. He's furious. He can't take this beatdown. It bruises his ego and makes him completely lose control. In his mind, this was a fight he was always going to win. He planned this out for years. It felt like he attacked at the perfect time. His hopes get shattered in just this short assault, and he just can't take it. He grabs his face out of reflex and screams at the top of his lungs. A third tail sprouts from the cloak, adding to his strength. He waits for the advancing Frieza and times a beautifully delivered right hand. It lands on Frieza's chest and breaks apart the surrounding clouds from the shockwave. However, it does nothing. Frieza drives in a punch to his gut and knocks the wind out of him completely. Vegeta coughs out spit and blood after taking that strike. Then Frieza wraps his arms around his torso and dives down as fast as he can. In their descent, they literally light on fire from how fast they move. Their impact is intense to say the least. They completely crush the island they slam into and create tsunami-like waves that fly out in every direction. The ground literally quakes from the slam and the spectating earthlings even stumble. Once they see the several 100-meter tsunami approaching, they all lift to pass it. What sort of power is this? Frieza grabs Vegeta by his neck and punches him. Then he punches him again. In each punch he asserts his dominance, consolidates his position as Emperor, confirms to himself that he's strongest. A devilish smile breaks out on his face as blood droplets start to cover him. Vegeta can't do anything to resist. All he can do is take these hits. In his mind, things go dark. Then he appears in a dim room he knows all too well. If you act rash, we will die, Vegeta, a dark voice calls out. A voice so loud it makes the ground quake. Vegeta is stood before a massive cage. It looks over 500 meters tall. Then two purple eyes loom over him. The Eclipse Beast shows himself. A gigantic ape covered in a thick sheet of black fur with 8 tails shows himself. He bends down to Vegeta, growling lowly. Vegeta's defiant. It feels like he's giving up, letting his tailed beast take the win. He wanted Frieza to die at his hands. Act quickly. Find Kurazan, Vegeta says. Then, the Eclipse Beast smiles. Frieza looks to throw another punch but looks at the bubbling in his cloak. It grows larger and the unconscious Vegeta somehow lifts. Frieza takes a big long step back just to keep himself safe. He doesn't really know what will come of this. How did he just do that? He got up in such an unnatural way. His legs didn't even bend or anything. The mindless Vegeta lets out a deep dark growl. His skin starts to flake off like ash, revealing the dark red muscle below. Somehow he seems unbothered. Then the bubbly cloak manifests into almost a skin. A fourth tail sprouts. Frieza stumbles after that. He was so taken aback he forgot to stay standing. The Emperor can't sense Ki, so he doesn't know just what he is witnessing. Goku can though, and watches with this look of horror on his face. The Ki signature. It's unreal. Vegeta shrieks at the top of his lungs, then leaps forward as fast as he can. He swings at Frieza and slices across him using his newly formed claws. Then he leaps onto Frieza and bites straight through his left trap. He screams out in pain, revealing his now bloody teeth. Vegeta savagely rips a chunk of muscle off and spits it away. Frieza's in total shock. He looks down to the gaping hole in his shoulder in his torso that's now covered in his own blood. Vegeta slams his fists together and swings at Frieza's jaw. Vegeta's mind is no longer tempered. He's gone berserk. He doesn't want to strategize and find a way to win. He just wants to see blood. He takes numerous swings at Frieza, cutting through his flesh and internal organs. His hands come in like the wind. They turn to a complete blur when they're thrown. Vegeta jumps at Frieza, grabs his head and slams him. Frieza's head shatters once it hits the ground. Frieza, the Emperor, is dead. However, Vegeta isn't in great shape. He bats his chest like a gorilla and roars to the sky vehemently. Then he looks and sees the Earthlings. No, this is terrible. Vegeta can't see friend from foe. All he sees are potential targets, people that can satiate his bloodlust. Dende, run. Vegeta's 5 tails waggle powerfully and rip out the grass and dirt. They harshly slam into it like feral beasts eager for blood. Vegeta's body is cloaked in a pure purple aura of ki. His skin is ripped from this massive outburst of energy and his blood swells around this aura. It's naturally bluer, but it becomes much more purple due to the red from his blood. As this happens, Krillin and Gohan slam down and land beside Goku. What's going on? Gohan asks. Vegeta's gone crazy. We've got to stop him, Goku says, stretching his arms. Krillin steps forward and his curse mark grows to cover his body. Gohan ascends into his first gate, then Goku jumps up into his second. Krillin uses his third gate. All fighters reach their maximum power. Some of the strongest warriors from Earth. Formidable warriors. Krillin is the first to charge. He plants his right leg and pushes off with force and effort. The force in his step is so intense the ground cracks. An intense gust of wind follows him in his advance and he cocks back his right fist. His knuckles fly with great pace, but Vegeta is just much faster. He phases past the attack then takes a swing at the human. His glowing claws rip through his chest and slice through one of his bones. Streams of his blood fly onto the brazen Vegeta then steam off from his temperature. Whoa. Vegeta's body is like a blood-curdling abomination from hell itself. Goku swoops in from Vegeta's right and lands a right hand. This lands principally because Vegeta's attention was diverted. While in this feral state, he doesn't fight with calculation and strategy. It's easy to catch him off guard. Regardless, he eats the punch to his jaw, then swings at Goku. Luckily for Goku, he can see the attack coming. It's hard for him to tell just where it's gonna land, but he figures it out in just the nick of time. After taking the attack, he grimaces. It's a sharp sting, but not something he can't steal through. Immediately after, Vegeta strikes at his gut and digs his sharp claws into his stomach. Goku freezes, overcome with intense pain. His hands don a slight tremble. The orange gi he's clad in gets soaked in his own blood. Gohan wanted to jump in, but after seeing this, he stops. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. Adrenaline burns through him like a strong fuel. He's ready to avenge his father. Gohan doesn't leap so much as launch himself at Vegeta's throat. He moves incredibly quickly for the gate that he's using. His rage really is a fuel, giving him the power he needs to win. His fist moves like the wind, or more like a storm, dangerous and malicious. The punch lands square on his chest but doesn't do much damage at all. Vegeta takes a swing himself. He lands a right hand followed by a swing from his tail. Gohan slides back holding his hurt right flank. The pain spreads like lightning branching behind his ribs. He strugglingly remains on his feet, but seconds later he drops to a knee. As much as his anger has fueled him, his body can only take so much. He looks up to Vegeta, who knows he is coming at any moment. But what can he do? His mind urges him to raise, but his body has a different mind. On King Kai's planet, the humans have gained massive growth in strength, primarily through the Kaioken. With the 8 gates, it adds to their power significantly. The power's a starving flame though that feeds on the energy relentlessly, but it's just what they need. Piccolo though has achieved something monumental. Roshi thought it was a myth. He'd heard about the ability a few hundred years ago, but now it's been proven before his very eyes. As Piccolo trained, he starts to feel a totally different energy surrounding them, natural energy. Once he absorbs it, he can achieve imperfect Sage mode. King Kai is aware of it. He can't achieve the form, but he's there to stop him from turning into a different creature by hitting him. He's a phenomenal talent. Usually it takes the creature behind the Sage mode or a user to teach the person, but he achieved imperfect Sage mode through his own training and focus. Piccolo meditates for hours on end and figures things out on his own. He's quite intelligent as well. They're struggling. We need to get there now, Piccolo states. How are we going to? After his power level increased, he performed some more anti-aging techniques on himself, so he looks a little younger, around his mid to late 50s. His hair's still white, but he has less wrinkles. They'll need to wish us back. Once they do, we should be teleported over there. Once that happens, we finish Vegeta off, Piccolo says. Oh yeah, I can't wait to test myself again, Tien states, stretching his arms. Wait, King Kai, I need to speak to Krillin. The others are a little surprised. Why would that be the case? Back on the battlefield, their fighters are struggling. They've begun to fight more in unison, but even that is still not enough. Vegeta can batter them all the same. Their gap in strength is massive and quite honestly life-threatening. Their ki is draining hard because they're using their higher states. They have to. If they don't, they could die. Krillin, who's currently waiting to attack, hears Piccolo. Krillin, I'm gonna siphon you power. It's gonna be a lot, but I want to be of aid, Piccolo reveals. Krillin looks around hastily. Where's that voice coming from? No, Krillin, I'm not there. I'm speaking to you telepathically. I'm currently with a Kai called King Kai. Kai? He's like a god of sorts. Think of Kami but a more serious version of him. That's not important, just get ready for the beast. It won't be easy to endure, Piccolo reveals. But you'll need it. Sure, go ahead. The group have congregated and are currently battling Vegeta. He's gone off the rails and is commanded solely by an undying rage and fury. His power is monstrous and their lives could be coming to an end soon if they don't figure something out. Luckily, Piccolo has extended an olive branch. He's given them the chance they thought it was gone. Listen, Gohan, you go and get the Dragon Balls. Wish for Piccolo to return to life and then wish for him to transport here to Namek, Krillin explains. But the Dragon Balls only have one wish, Gohan responds. Maybe, but we have to take our chances. On the off chance it isn't, you know what the second wish is gonna be, Krillin says. And Goku, we have to push our limits. This is now or never. Remember what Orochi told us. Fight 100%. Fight to protect what we love, Krillin shouts. Goku looks almost surprised. He likes the valiance Krillin is showing him. It makes him even more motivated, and soon both fighters jump right into battle. Krillin walks forward slowly while Goku advances at full speed. As Krillin strolls ahead, the curse mark starts to grow. The black markings grow and then fuse. Horns protrude from his forehead. His eyes darken to a midnight black and a dark purple aura manifests around him. It's mostly black with purple undertones around his skin. His skin darkens to a lifeless dark grey with some cracks across it too. Krillin has unlocked the second stage of his curse mark. He shrieks like a demon overcome by anger and primality. He charges forward and speeds straight past Goku. The Saiyan has just taken a backhand from Vegeta, then Krillin speeds past him and strikes him cleanly in his chest. He launches Vegeta and sends him rolling through the dirt. The attack ostensibly does damage. Vegeta shakes his head, infuriated by getting hit like that. He shakes his head before charging right back to his foe. Looks like that punch did less damage than Krillin would have hoped for. Vegeta comes charging in with a punch and it moves like the wind. Quick and ferocious, it lands harshly on Krillin's arm, snapping his forearm bone in two. Krillin cowers back and grimaces in pain. Even after retreating, Vegeta gives him no room. He takes a punch to his abdomen, followed by a swing at his chest. Vegeta pulls his claws through his chest and shreds through the bone and muscle. Then he leaps up, Krillin falls to a knee, and Goku rushes to his aid. Are you okay? I am, Krillin states. He holds his chest and lifts. Goku looks with bewilderment as the wound seals up in seconds. Krillin is brought to silence by the signature he feels in the sky. Vegeta opens his mouth wide, then small blobs of red and blue energy start to collect in front of him. This ball grows larger and starts causing some serious disturbance in the atmosphere. The clouds above roar with dissatisfaction, blocking Namek's multiple suns from view. It leaves the battlefield in this dim, gloomy state. That's not good, Goku shouts. Vegeta screeches and shoots the blast down. It flies down so fast it lights up in a coat of flames. Somehow Krillin can perceive it though. He even surprises himself. He chuckles and swings his right arm. As it swings through the air, a stream of golden ki runs down his arm and collects into a buzzing disc. He utilizes his destructor disc and slices straight through the blast. That doesn't totally nullify it though. Even though it explodes 200 meters above them, the whole area lights up in a massive bright light. They're encased in a massive cloud of smoke and debris. Both fighters are sent literally flying. Krillin crashes through two mountains while Goku falls into some adjacent waters. If he's left there, he will die. Across the planet, Gohan has collected all the Dragon Balls. The ground shakes. The fight is getting intense. Hang in there, Dad, please. Gohan nearly falls to his knees with excitement upon realizing they have 3 wishes. He can't waste time. He raises to his feet and gets going. Piccolo arrives on Namek and looks around. He can hear and sense the fight going on. He must stop that. Then he goes over to Nail. He realizes the stakes. If they don't fuse, it will mean the end of Namek. Even if Piccolo is a Demon Clan member, they have no other choice. The two fuse together and form a super power Namekian. Piccolo cackles after feeling this new power course through his veins. Vegeta dives down toward Krillin, who's coated in his own blood. He blocks out the sun from view, leaving Vegeta in this terrifying silhouette. Krillin initially thinks of evading, then he sees how fast he's moving. This beast, there's nothing he can do to resist. He gave it his all, but he just couldn't do it in the end. Krillin slowly shuts his eyes, content with the impending defeat. However, as Vegeta is descending, he is hit in the side of his face by none other than Piccolo. Get up, Krillin. This is no place to die, he comments. Dende rushes over and heals Krillin. He also heals Goku, who receives a massive Zenkai boost. Goku slowly lifts and walks toward Krillin, Gohan, and Piccolo, the 4 strongest warriors of Namek, ready to take on the beast that is Vegeta. The purple warrior shrieks at them loudly, even making beads of grass flow around wildly. There's a physical shockwave from his growl. Do not fret, we can win, Piccolo shouts. They look up to him and notice something odd about his appearance. He has these vertical grooves along his neck and his eyes are now a bright gold. They remembered the Magon being more of a dirty gold. Not only that, but his pupils are now slit. He's also slightly taller and more muscular. This isn't the same Piccolo they met previously. His muscles puff up and his power doubles on the spot. Then he speeds ahead and takes on Vegeta. The two of them slam together and even create a shockwave from the insane force. After Piccolo lands this slam, Krillin leaps and throws down a number of destructo discs. As they swirl and buzz through the air, Piccolo retreats to not get hit by any of them. Even if Vegeta isn't in the right mind, he casually dodges a great number of the discs. However, the final one chips him on one of his tails. It does nothing, it grows back seconds later. It's an intangible thing, it's made of pure energy, so it didn't really harm him at all. Vegeta aims up at Krillin, furious at that assault. He attempts to use his mini Biju bomb once again, but it's futile. Piccolo and Goku rush in and land simultaneous punches to his chest. It slides Vegeta back a little, but that's not the main benefit of the attack. Instead, it takes Vegeta's attention off Krillin. Piccolo advances again and lands a straight punch to his jaw. This isn't any ordinary punch, he's utilizing his Magon. He floods the distorting, damaging black ki through his forearm muscles and funnels it through his fist into Vegeta. It runs through his face and neck, disrupting his ki movement. Vegeta shouts in pain and his voice doesn't sound as deep. Instead, it's like a mix, deeper but also with some undertones of his original voice. His real face starts to show. The attack worked. It reveals part of his neck and face, but only for a few seconds. The ki then covers his face again. The attack didn't do much. Vegeta advances and lands a slash. This one feels a lot worse than Piccolo expected. Then he takes a punch to his face. That punch does some serious damage. Piccolo spits out a mouthful of blood and he falls back into a stumble. He just can't get his balance back. He tries to with all of his effort, but he just can't. Vegeta pounces and lands a relentless combination of punches. Krillin rushes in only to get hit in the face and nearly knocked out. Goku charges in and grabs Vegeta by his waist. He manages to knock him off his feet and they get sent rolling. While he's over Vegeta, he screeches and digs his purple claws into both of his flanks, just under his arms. He screams out in pain and Vegeta uses that as a cue to dig deeper. He shrieks again and eventually digs so deep his hands meet in the middle. He then viciously rips them out and they're covered in a warm coat of blood. Goku spits out volumes of blood, a gory, stenchy mixture of bile and blood spill out from the wound to his abdomen. His skin turns deathly pale from the amount of blood pouring out his wounds. Vegeta walks up to Goku and picks him up by his neck, then he slices through his abdomen, coating his arm in blood once again. Piccolo stands there still. At first they were enemies, he wanted him dead for so long and for some reason he kind of wants to feel that way again. It feels like his purpose, but he just doesn't. He's fought alongside him now, twice. He can't help but realize how endearing Goku is. He's a courageous, righteous fighter that just loves what he does. Piccolo has to rush in. He charges forward and grabs Vegeta but gets hit in his chin. Then with a second savage punch he is knocked out cold. He spins 5 times before flopping to the ground. A small cloud of dust emits out from under his body. The group look terrified after seeing this. Gohan's afflicted with this striking fear that keeps him totally frozen. His hands have a slight tremble. His father, Piccolo, Krillin, what can he do? Is he going to die? He doesn't want to die. Vegeta turns to Gohan, his only remaining target. He screams at him and charges. In his advance, Goku grabs him. Then they rushes to his aid and heals him. This isn't the same Goku. Suddenly he erupts in a beautiful golden ki cloak and roars like a beast. Goku ascends into Super Saiyan. After ascending, he crushes Vegeta's fist. The beast cries out in pain and tugs on his crushed fist to no avail. Then Goku shoots forward his right fist for a punch. He squeezes his hand into a fist so tight that it vibrates as it cuts through the air. Then he lands the right cross cleanly. It moves like a whip and the hit is akin to a whip crack. Loud, frightening. Vegeta is dropped to his hands and is now bleeding out his mouth. Goku lifts his hand and a sword made purely of golden ki grows across his forearm. Then he kicks Vegeta in his chest and into the air. He flails through the air and breaks through the clouds. They part from how fast he's moving. Then Goku flies right after him. He moves faster than Vegeta and Cell arrives above him. He then lands a drop kick and sends him back down to ground. Once he hits the ground harshly, Goku comes diving down with a vehement roar. He's almost like a golden shooting star. He soars through the air extremely quickly and creates a sword made of purely golden ki. Then he drives it through Vegeta's abdomen. Vegeta shouts out in pain as his intestines get crushed by Goku. Goku stands over him panting with rage. He just let himself go to kill Vegeta. He isn't dead, but is clearly in no state to fight. His purple ki slides off his body and dissipates, revealing his bloodied, scarred body. He looks at Goku with this incredulous look. How was he defeated? By a low-class Saiyan? Really? He flies off, leaving the humans alone. Goku falls out of Super Saiyan and drops to his knees. He exerted so much energy during that fight. Even after Dende healed him, he ran out of energy just from the 8 gates and Super Saiyan. The others rejoice, however. They've won. Soon after, they head back to Earth and revive the others back on Earth. The Saiyans and Krillin are super surprised by this Kaioken power of theirs. Also the Spirit Bomb, the ability to absorb natural energy and exert it out in an energy blast. Piccolo has imperfect Sage Mode, and the Spirit Bomb is almost like his trump card. When he uses Sage Mode, the attack becomes significantly more powerful, but he couldn't perform it for a long time. It was just too powerful and difficult for him to master. He eventually learned to pull it off in his base, then after a year while using Sage Mode. A year passes and the group have continued their training mostly. Krillin has advanced his perfection over the second curse mark stage and can now use it at will. Piccolo is working toward perfect Sage Mode, but it will take a lot of work to get it down. Goku is working on his 8 gates and mastering Super Saiyan. As he is training one day, he finds out a totally new concept. Elements. With Ki, you can convert it into certain elements to use in battle. Goku figures out that he has an affinity for fire. At first, he can just make simple Ki-infused flames and increase his speed with streams of flames. Even just those 2 techniques are quite useful, and he works hard to master them. As he trains in an empty grassland, he feels a Ki approaching. Who is this supposed to be? He follows the approaching signature to find the other Z fighters there also. You know what's going on? Krillin asks. No, not at all, Goku responds. There stands a ship that looks like Frieza's from Namek. They know nothing good can come from this. Never mind the ship, the dark signature they can feel coming from that ship is intense, very intense. King Cold emerges and slowly walks down his platform. His cape flows, giving him this regal appearance. Hello Earthlings, would you know where Vegeta is? He asks. No, he's not here, Goku replies. Well, that's too bad. I believe that you all played a role in the untimely death of my son, Frieza. So this is what this is all about. Goku could tell by his appearance, he resembles Frieza quite a lot. We don't know where he is, I already said. Okay, I'll have to kill you all and then find him after this, he says, throwing his cape back. Right after this, someone zooms forward to take up his field of view. Another red cape flows wildly and King Cole knows exactly who this is. The second in command of the Empire, Vegeta. So it's you. It was me, Vegeta replies. Alright Vegeta, you know what's coming. You brought this upon yourself, King Cold replies. Vegeta remains silent for a time. The air almost grows thick like syrup. Then he breaks out a smile. What happens when Saiyans have a near-death experience? Do you know? He asks, before slowly walking around King Cold. The king follows him around and answers his question. You grow. That's right. Do you know how many fights I've been through over the years, where I've grown after every single one? Do you know what level I'm at now? Vegeta roars. The spectators can feel the boldness and confidence in his voice. Not only that, but they can sense his key signature. He's not bluffing. He's really gotten stronger. Much stronger. In the cage, Kurozan smiles. He's gonna like this one. Frieza and now this guy. Vegeta's taking down all his enemies, using his power to establish himself as the strongest. You bound me to chains, subjugating me to your will. That ends today. I shall become the new leader of your empire. You destroyed the planet I was destined to rule, and now I will take that which you rule over. Vegeta crouches and starts to shout. At first it seems quite odd, then his hair starts flowing wildly. His hair stands on end a little more, then switches to a beautiful gold. His aura gains that colour too and he enters his Super Saiyan form. His cape billows in his powerful aura and he stands back up. Immediately after, a purple cloak pulls over and displaces the golden one. A single translucent tail sprouts and waggles behind him. Vegeta grimaces as this happens. This form isn't easy to endure. Regardless, he knows he won't need it for long. He zooms toward King Cold, erecting a cloud of dust and debris. He leaves a beautiful purple trail of ki in his wake and hits King Cold square in his chest with a fist. He moves so fast that no one nearby could view him. He turned to a blur. Vegeta completely shatters King Cold's armor. Pieces of it go flying in almost every direction. Then he takes a hit at his jaw, this time with a smile on his face. It feels great to take down these people. Cold and Frieza, they were always so high and mighty, towering over everyone, ruling with an iron fist while doing nothing themselves. That ends today at the hands of a Saiyan. How it should be. King Cold falls to his hands and knees, coughing out spit and blood. Then a tooth of his falls out. He grabs it and his eyes widen with shock. That's when he realizes the gravity of this situation. The volume of blood, his shattered armor plate. He's not getting out of this alive. Vegeta kicks him in his head and lifts him airborne. Then he makes his left hand into a blade and stabs right through the newly formed opening in Cold's chest. His hand shreds through his body and sprays out blood onto his arm and torso. He made sure to go through the heart. The Frost Race are durable and only die when decapitated or mortally injured like this. Vegeta savagely rips his arm out and King Cold collapses at his feet, dead. His cape slowly falls onto his corpse and Vegeta then places his foot on his head. Good riddance, he says, before crushing King Cold's head. The job is done. Vegeta is the new emperor of the galaxy. He cackles and flies off, leaving the Z-Fighters rather confused. They didn't even know if he was alive or not. How did he even find his way to Earth? They just have so many questions. After, the group hear of the android's arrival from future Trunks, and so they start their training. They put their all into it. They all train together since their power levels are rather similar. Gohan starts ballooning in terms of strength. He learns the Shadow Clone technique and Kaioken because his ki reservoirs are massive. He can literally power a group of people and still feel fine. It's marvelous. Krillin is second in terms of ki volume, and he's still very impressive. There's a big gap between Krillin and everyone else. It allows him to perform his destructor discs well, and a new technique he's formed, the Solar Flare. He also uses that in tandem with his 8-gate and Curse Mark. The group stand over the city of Sasebo. They could feel lower in ki signatures and congregated here, however they can't sense any strong ki. The androids must have no signatures. It makes sense, they aren't alive after all. Goku places a foot forward over the cliff they're stood atop and lets himself fall. His clothing flows elegantly and gracefully under the air he's diving through, and then he flies into the city. He finds himself against the androids, but Yamcha has sadly already been mortally injured by him. Goku rushes in and brings him back to safety. Then Krillin lands in front of him. "Take him away and get back quick, we need you," Krillin explains. After Goku achieves Super Saiyan and after 3 years of training, he just evolved past the group. His only rivals are Krillin, Piccolo and Gohan, but individually they are weaker than him. Krillin flares his chakra and his iris is darkened to a cold, unsettling black. A black, smoky aura appears around him, and he ascends into his curse-marked second stage. 19. Gero orders. 19 speeds toward Krillin and throws a punch. He seamlessly evades the attack and grabs the android directly by its head. He smiles. Are these the people they trained 3 years to face? Gero's smile is wiped cleanly off his face. Krillin is no pushover. He pushes and slams 19 head first into the concrete. It cracks under the intense force and even makes the ground quake. He pushes further, crushing 19's headpiece and killing it. He stands and wipes off the metal components on his hand. Gero takes this split second to flee. He leaves and Krillin follows right after along with the crew. They all advance and stand before his lab. They start strategizing. After many failed attempts at breaking through, they simply wait and think. But then someone swoops in and blasts the metal barrier right off. There stands the two androids Trunks knows all too well. Android 17 and 18. Although they look a little different. Android 17's fists are a little darker than the rest of his skin, and his eyes look almost bloodshot like a brazen beast. 18's hands and eyes have this alluring glow to them as well. The battle begins, and Vegeta is the first to take the duo on. The Z-Fighters want to join in, but Vegeta is terribly stubborn. If he is fighting on his own. Goku could have joined, but he's been recently afflicted with the heart virus. After taking Yamcha away, he realized the symptoms had come. He's caught the heart virus, so he's taken to Kame House for him to recover. Vegeta transforms into Super Saiyan and uses his one-tail cloak. His power skyrockets after doing this, and the battle ensues. He begins by attacking 17. He swings in a punch and it lands well. He follows up with a left uppercut and finalizes his combination with a tornado kick. Vegeta hasn't only gotten stronger, but he's gotten more skillful. He can control his ki to make his attacks more powerful. After taking the tornado to the chin, 17's head is shot aside. He now has a light bruise over his lower cheek area, although he looks rather unbothered. 17 then pounces and performs Vegeta's combination perfectly. He moves in the exact same way, but his attacks are much stronger. His final kick shoots out blood from Vegeta's mouth and knocks out a tooth. Vegeta, the gritty, brave warrior he is, spits out the tooth like it's nothing. He got a lucky shot on him. He won't get a hit like that again. The spectators though know that something peculiar is going on. How could 17 perfectly match Vegeta's movements, almost like he fully learned them after seeing them once? Vegeta gets angry at how easily he countered him and rushes in again. He throws a jab, but then 17 slides past him and lands a jab of his own. His own fist brushes past the Saiyan's face and the gust of wind leaves a cut down his cheek. Vegeta grimaces and receives a right hand right onto his solar plexus. The wind is knocked straight out of him and he collapses to the floor. 18 goes into attack once she sees him down, but he leaps into the air to evade their attacks. As he ascends, he puts his arms overhead and throws down this massive purple ki blast. The spectators look terrified. That sort of power could possibly destroy the planet. Vegeta doesn't care, he doesn't have any ties to this planet. There's Bulma, but this fight is more important. What is Vegeta doing? He's gonna blow up the Earth. We've got to go, Krillin shouts. The crew disperse as quickly as they can as this purple blast descends. The androids just watch it as it approaches, unbothered. 17 has a slight smile on his face though. Vegeta's exceeded their expectations. Even after such meticulous analysis by Gero, the Saiyans found a way to break past his estimations. 18 lifts an arm and starts to absorb the blast into her hand. It's sucked up and her eyes flash purple, indicating the blast has been fully absorbed. Oh, I was thinking that energy blast would have a lot more power, Vegeta. You should have put more into it, she taunts. Vegeta hears this and goes mental. Kurozan leans forward in his cage. He knows what is coming and he loves it. A second tail sprouts in his cloak and he grunts in pain. Even with the adrenaline rushing through his body, it's so hard to deal with. Regardless, he powers on and steals through the agony. In battle, one must let go of such trepidation. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Vegeta dives down there, pulling his tail into a straight line to give him a more streamlined shape. He attacks 18 first, annoyed at her absorbing his blast. As he descends, purple streams of energy flow up her right arm and she lands a punch directly onto Vegeta's chest. She crushes his sternum and makes him cough up a lot of blood. Then 17 rushes in with a trail of smoky black energy left in his wake. He smashes his fist directly into Vegeta's chest and spills out his dark poisonous ki into his chest. The energy moves like hungry roots, sprouting through his ki networks and sucking them up to fuel its growth. Vegeta coughs out red blood that's mixed in with black. He remembers this ability. You remember this from Piccolo, don't you? It has a different origin. I am what you call a Jinchuriki. What you are, Vegeta, 17 says. I don't care, Vegeta shouts and goes in to swing at him. However, that punch hurt him so much that his attack does very little. It barely travels before 17 grabs him by his neck and slowly lifts. He stares into his soul, smiling as Vegeta wriggles and struggles for air. He relishes the power he feels in this moment, being superior. 18 is getting annoyed now though. You've had your fun, drop it so we can do what we were made for, 18 states. Fine. The duo fly off and Vegeta collapses. He spits out even more blood before passing out. If someone doesn't come in to get him, he'll be gone in minutes. The others have grouped together at the Kame house. They're discussing how to deal with this new threat. The androids are way stronger than Trunks anticipated. This is due to their 9-tailed beasts. They haven't even used its cloak yet. What's gonna happen once they do? Piccolo has an answer to their question. I can do something, but I'm not sure if it'll work, Piccolo says, standing at the door of the house. What's that? Krillin asks. I can damage ki as well as absorb it. Vegeta explained that the two of them are Jinchurikis. That means there's a tailed beast inside them both. Whoa, how do you know that? Trunks responds. I fused with Nail on Namek and he has knowledge on tailed beasts. He also was aware of the technique I shall use to seal them. However, I'm not strong enough. When someone takes out a tailed beast, it ravages on one's ki and their ki network. It will kill me in seconds. Could I handle it? Tien asks. His ki volume is third out the group, very large. Maybe a few minutes. Krillin, maybe a day or two. It's not worth putting it in either of you two anyway. Once it ravages your ki, it will lose its host and die, he states. So who is it going to be? Piccolo points his clawed finger at a certain someone. It's going to be you, Gohan. The crew group together and strategize. They only have one shot at this. Sadly, once Piccolo performs this, it's over. He'll pass away. However, he'll be giving them a massive leg up in terms of eliminating the threat. They arrive before the androids and Piccolo prepares his technique. He floods his right fist with dark ki and it vibrates from the energy concentration. The others have one task, to get the androids in a line where Gohan is directly behind them. Krillin charges forward in his second curse mark stage, with Tien and future Trunks by his sides. Krillin funnels in several destructor discs that the androids seamlessly evade. Then Tien leaps into the sky and debuts his new powerful technique, the Neo Tri-Beam. Ascending into the third gate, he fires it down and hits 17 with it directly. Krillin grinds to a halt and retreats after seeing that attack. The mushroom cloud it forms is massive. When did you learn to do that? Krillin wonders. A few months ago. It's great, isn't it? Focus, they're not done yet, Trunks warns them. Their fears are warranted. Trunks is right. The androids are revealed unscathed by Tien's powerful blast. Fear is stricken into every person nearby. A distressing chill runs down their spines and throughout their whole bodies. Krillin gets this uncomfortable feeling in his stomach. This isn't good. 18 fires out a ki blast at Krillin that he is forced to block due to its pace. It slams onto his forearms and snaps one of them in two, making him scream out in pain. 17 advances toward him to finish the job and 18 follows him. Gohan follows behind the two. This is it. This is their chance. Krillin rolls away as fast as he can, landing on his hurt elbow. It's all okay in the end though. They've got the androids exactly where they want them. So to the video. Piccolo slams his hands together and a powerful gust of wind pulses out from him. A shallow trail of dust and dirt scurries across the earth, and a golden cloak of ki manifests over Piccolo's clawed hands. He looks on with eyes of unwavering, undying focus. He only has one shot at this, and he must be fast. Piccolo dashes forward much more quickly than 17 or 18 were expecting. In his advance he weaves a long series of hand signs, but does so in a flash. His hands turn to a complete blur, whistling as his fingers cut through the air. Piccolo digs his claws into 17's stomach and starts the sealing technique. It's fast, but draws a lot of ki from his body. Piccolo grits his teeth and blood shoots through the gaps in his teeth. It's causing a lot of damage. A stream of golden ki shreds through 17's ki network and body, then does the same to 18. Finally, the stream of ki stabs into Gohan. This begins the transfer of the tailed beast. 17 and 18's bodies turn to a lifeless grey and their irises vanish. 17 and 18 collapse after this, dead. Piccolo drops to a knee and tries to stay up, however he's exerted too much ki. Seconds later he loses consciousness and passes away. Gohan stumbles back, afflicted with this uncomfortable intensity. It feels like he's going to explode. The energy coursing through him is unlike anything he's felt. The ground starts to quake and this alerts the surrounding fighters. Suddenly he roars to the sky with the voice of a demon and gets cloaked in a beautiful aura of white and black ki. A massive chaotic aura of ki shoots up into the sky from him and cracks the ground. Seconds later the aura fizzles out and Gohan passes out as well. Did it work? Krillin asks. I think it did, Trunks says. He makes sure to rush over and check on the androids to make sure they're dead. He touches them, extremely hot to the skin. Not only that, but some of their skin literally flakes off when he touches it. They don't move at all when he nudges them. They didn't have ki signatures to begin with, so it's hard to tell if this is really over. All they can do is capitalize on them being unresponsive for the time being. They fly off with Gohan and Piccolo's body, intending to prepare Gohan for recovery. As they source through the sky, they sense a strong ki in the distance. Krillin currently isn't holding anyone, so grinds to a halt and looks in its direction. It's very large, but he can't figure out who it is. So he decides to investigate. Krillin shoots off in flight, parting the clouds with his immense speed. He descends until he's just above the water, creating massive waves as he soars across it. He shoots off even more quickly, causing a massive upthrust of water and a sonic boom like shockwave. He arrives in Ginger Town, where he finds this insect-like creature. Green skin, grotesque, imperfect cell. Once they begin to converse, Krillin realizes he's a threat. He looks past him and sees clothing strewn across the street. Did this guy absorb those people? This is not good. He's taken innocent lives. He has to go. Krillin enters a slight crouch before launching off with great force. He cracks the tarmac from how powerfully he leaps. Covering the distance between them in a flash, he throws a punch. Making sure to concentrate ki into his fist, it adds to his power. However, it lands on Cell's chest and does basically nothing. He aims higher up with a left hook at the jaw, but the creature steps back elegantly to evade. His travelling fist falls just short of the target while throwing Krillin off balance. Cell smirks upon noting this and capitalizes on it. He pounces and starts off with a right hand. His fist explodes toward Krillin, and once it lands, Krillin realizes one thing: his base is not gonna cut it. It's quite surprising. How come there's just some other really strong person out there? Krillin wipes his nose and mouth, both bleeding. Oh well. Krillin flicks the excess blood off his finger and then black markings grow out from the curse mark on his neck. The marks then fuse together and he ascends into the second stage of his curse mark. He has a much more intimidating, serious demeanor now. First gate, open, Krillin roars. His muscles puff up as his first limiter is lifted. Along with the curse mark and this 5 times boost from the first gate, it should be more than enough. Cell's face is that of shock. He knows that too. Krillin speeds across the street so quickly Cell can't even perceive him. All he can do is turtle up and hope he blocks his incoming attack. Krillin isn't a novice, however. Such a rudimentary move won't work on him. After seeing Cell lift his arms, he funnels his fist straight through his guard and onto his solar plexus. It lands with a loud bang and sends imperfect Cell sliding. Krillin blasts forward again, but then Cell tries something. Solar flare, he shouts. Krillin stops, beyond startled at the words he's hearing. It's his attack, but because he's so thrown off, he ends up getting blinded. Cell takes this split second and flies away as fast as he can. Once Krillin's vision starts to return, he gets on the mission. Blasting into the sky, he chases right after Cell. Their fight isn't over just yet. Gohan suddenly becomes aware of his surroundings, or his lack of them. It's pitch black, but then he appears somewhere. Ahead of him is a massive cage, and you can see glowing white eyes staring down at him. As his eyes adjust to the darkness, he takes in more of this creature. 9 beautiful tails waggling, 5 of them white and 4 black. The ground shakes as it shuffles up to the cage. Who are you? Gohan asks. So, you're my new host. You're a much better host, he comments. His voice is quite deep but also elegant, almost like royalty, clear and polished. My name is Alberiu. the White Dragon. I hope we have a good partnership, he comments. Oh wow, this guy's quite pleasant. He thought that it would be some massive, scary thing. It's massive, yes, but not scary at all. How did you end up in those androids? Gohan asks. The dragon looks down, clearly deep in thought. From the look on its face, the thought seemed to be troubling it. I was discovered by some scientist, I believe that's how you address him. My tenure here has been brief, as you can probably tell from my rudimentary knowledge. Anyways, I digress. He forced me into those peculiar creatures. It felt unorthodox. They weren't humans, but they resembled them. Yeah, those were androids. They're both kinda human. They used to be fully human, but were turned into cyborgs, he responds. Cyborg? Cybernetic organism, like a mix of human and machine. Noted. There's ill in his heart, I felt it. Reminds me of my brother. Who's your brother? You've seen him before. Vegeta is his Jinchuriki. Kurozan. Their two-tailed beasts are siblings. What a surprise. Gohan suddenly wakes from his coma. He's at the Kame house. Are you okay, Gohan? Tien asks him. His body feels quite hot to the touch. He woke up in a warm sweat, but beyond that, he's fine. Yeah, mostly, Gohan says, looking at his hand. He balls it into a fist with a slight smirk, the power coursing through him. It's almost like a bottomless well, there's no end to it. Well, do you feel any stronger? No, not really. I can feel this new energy though, it's massive. If my ki was a lake, this is like an ocean. No, multiple oceans, he states. That leaves the surrounding warriors dumbfounded. Gohan already had monstrous levels of ki. Master Roshi explained that in all the centuries alive, he'd never seen someone with such reserves. Even Krillin left him bewildered at his stamina. Now it sounds like his ki has risen by several orders of magnitude above that. Wow. Gohan lifts to his feet. With this new power has come an undying will, an intense energy and restlessness. I need to go and help. I can feel a ki next to Krillin's. I'll see what's happening, Gohan says. As he walks through the front door, he communicates with his tail beast. Can you lend me some ki? Sure thing. A cloak of white energy mixed in with streaks of black envelop him. The two energies swoosh around each other. The white ki is graceful and flows like water, while the black is chaotic and energetic like a storm. The ki condenses into a beautiful off-white cloak of bubbly translucent ki. A tail sprouts from behind him and hits the ground hard after fully growing. Gohan's face starts to shift as well. His pupils become slit and scales start showing up in spots across his face and hands. Gohan slowly lifts into flight before thrusting his arms forward and blasting off. The speed at which he moves. When he moved, it sounded like a bomb had gone off outside. He soars through the skies, parting the clouds with the strong gust of wind that follows him. Krillin stands before Cell. After looking, he eventually found the androids, dead. That's not a problem. He doesn't need their bodies, only the infinite energy cells within them. Krillin knows what Cell's trying to do, and he's not going to let him. Krillin charges forward, utilizing his curse mark and first gate. They've been chasing each other for a while, and Cell made sure to hide and keep his signature down. While doing that, he absorbed many humans. This isn't the same Cell that Krillin had previously fought. They both charge at one another and slam their arms together. Krillin still knocks Cell back, but only a little. It's surprising. Krillin then weaves several hand signs and 3 shadow clones appear beside him. They rocket off towards Cell and surround him, all intending to attack from various angles. The 2 clones behind him launch destructo discs. Cell turns, looking at them both with dirty yellow eyes. No way, the Margan. He elegantly flips over the 2 discs before coming down with a heel kick. The clones retreat and evade the attack. Right after, Krillin comes charging in from behind and throws a double axe handle. However, as his fists shoot down, Cell turns into a rock. Cell appears behind him, utilizing the substitution technique. This isn't good. Cell throws both arms forward and launches a close-up ki blast. However, Krillin uses the substitution jutsu on the rock Cell used. This doesn't do much, he's still in the line of trajectory of the blast. However, it gives him enough time to use his destructor disc on the incoming blast. It slices it in half, detonating it and sending him sliding across the grass. A slow cloud of smoke slowly flows and disperses, revealing Cell once again. Cocking back both fists, he then starts rapidly thrusting them forward. With each punch comes a black kanji symbol that travels hastily toward its target. They move extremely quickly, and the first nearly gets him. It clips him just on his right cheek, leaving a shallow graze. Krillin drops under one but enters a position where he can't evade the next. So he puts his arms into your necks and takes the impact head on. Blood shoots out his mouth. He was not expecting that sort of force. The symbols ravage his ki network, causing even more damage. Krillin falls back and wipes blood from his mouth. He's more enraged than injured. He charges towards Cell and his clones close in on him too. The clones all throw indestructible discs, with Krillin throwing one far above his head. Cell is already invested with the other 3, so doesn't catch note of this. As he lifts over the 3 discs, Krillin uses the substitution jutsu to appear above him. Cell shoots his eyes up in surprise. How did he end up above him? This makes him fall right into Krillin's trap. Solar flare, he shouts. He blinds Cell, then creates a long sword made purely of ki. He dives down and drives the blade straight through Cell's chest. Blood pours out the back of his torso along with streams of black ki. Krillin stabs him directly into the ground and Cell coughs out bubbling blood and looks down to his opening chest. Krillin, standing over his foe, starts twisting the blade. Cell screams out in agony as more blood pours out the wound and his mouth. Krillin's second curse mark gives him that extra brutality, a strong desire to eliminate his foes. Krillin then rips the blade from his chest and sends several droplets out across their battlefield. The battle is over. Krillin has triumphed. Stand down, Cell, Krillin says. Suddenly he uses his solar flare. That's not going to work on him. Krillin shuts his eyes and blocks it. This is exactly what Cell wants though. With his eyes closed, he grabs a loose rock and chucks it toward the androids. Once it's just above them, he uses the substitution jutsu. Krillin looks shocked as he opens his eyes to see Cell not even there. Then he focuses and senses his signature behind him. His heart sinks into his stomach once he realizes Cell's where the androids are. No, Gohan shouts as he flies through the sky. He dives down towards Cell as fast as he can, but it's too late. They shield their eyes from a blinding white light, then Cell encases himself in a durable energy shield. Once Gohan lands, he throws in a punch. The punch has so much force behind it, it sends vibrations across the shield several times. He follows up with two more, causing a similar effect, but he doesn't seem to be giving in. What's going on? What's he doing? Krillin just watches in shock. He should have ended the fight more quickly. How could he have walked into his trap like that? Of course he knew he was going to block the solar flare. Cell's got the best traits of every Z fighter. Goku's raw strength, Gohan's stamina, Krillin's techniques, Piccolo's intelligence. Just what monster is he going to become after this? The light dies down, revealing Cell in his semi-perfect form. Now on to the next one, Cell proclaims. Gohan's not going to let that happen. He charges forward and weaves several hand signs. After doing so, over 100 shadow clones appear around Cell and block his field of view completely. What sort of stamina is this? Krillin can't believe his eyes, 100 clones. Get 18 and take her away, now, Gohan shouts. His voice is a little deeper and bolder. Gohan's like a totally different person. Got it. Krillin swoops up 18 and flies off as fast as he possibly can. Cell kicks one clone before being grabbed by another, then another, then another. Cell elbows another only for 5 more to latch onto him. Even if he can take out one at a time, there's just too many of them. They surround and restrain him until he even struggles to breathe. You pest, what style of fighting is this? You can't even hit me and take me down like a real warrior. I don't care about whatever that means. My sole job is to protect the Earth from you, he exclaims. Right after, the group of clones in the sky dive down. They all attack Cell simultaneously and beat him to a pulp. Individually, they'd be outmatched, but with their sheer numbers, they can take down Cell. They eventually get him on the ground where they just start wailing on him. All the clones apply intense pressure until the bio-android is coated in his own blood. They poof away, pulling all that ki back into Gohan. Cell spits out blood and a tooth before shaking his head. His face looks rather still, but below it is a brewing rage. Cell slams his hands together in a hand sign and closes his eyes. A beautiful green aura manifests around him and he grows. The scales over his body start to look more pronounced and his appearance changes slightly. His muscles grow larger and his power skyrockets. Gusts of air flow over Gohan, making his clothes billow and hair flow. This power, it's insane. Even Alberiu sits a little forward in his cage. What is going on there? Cell has utilised perfect Sage Mode, the Namekian Sage Mode. Along with Margan and his other abilities, this could become a serious issue. Gohan speeds ahead and clashes with Cell. A crater appears below them from the impact force and the earth even quakes. Cell swings in her right hand, but Gohan glides past it and lands a punch straight onto his solar plexus. It doesn't do much, however. Cell endures the impact frighteningly well. Following that, he throws out an elbow and hits Gohan cleanly. Gohan slides back, now with a face covered in his own blood. His nose got crushed under that hit, but with this adrenaline rushing through him, it doesn't faze him. Additionally, he feels this weird buzzing sensation on his nose. Maybe it's nerve damage, he initially surmises. Suddenly though, the nose snaps back into place and completely mends up. Do not fret, I can handle that menial damage. Thanks, Alberiu. You require more of my ki. I'm not sure if your body is strong enough to sustain it though, Alberiu reveals. Gohan takes a punch straight to his forearms and it snaps it in two. It sends him sliding back, then Cell thrusts up a kick to launch him through the top of a mountain. It sends a massive cloud of debris to rain down on the adjacent terrain, and Gohan catches himself in flight before landing. Once he stops, he can feel this sharp pain run down his spine. He grimaces in pain and it really sinks in. How is he going to win this? These androids use your ki, right? I should be fine. They possess infinite energy cells. Your reserves are big for a mortal, but of course pale in comparison to the magnitude of infinity. The one-tailed cloak is already causing damage to you, he explains. Well, there's no other option, give me more, he shouts. Then, upon that request, Alberio adds a second tail to his cloak. Even more ki rushes through him, making his signature even more dense. It catches the attention of several fighters in the vicinity. His power isn't exactly super high. What alerts them is its volume. It's so concentrated and like an ocean of power. That must be Gohan. Cell comes charging in and thrusts his right knee into Gohan's nose. Gohan doesn't have Super Saiyan, so his multiplier just isn't high enough. Cell still has the clear upper hand. He grabs Gohan by his shoulders and lifts him, to then slam him into the ground again. The already damaged mountain comes crumbling down, causing a cloud of dust to wash over them both. Cell throws down another punch and nearly knocks Gohan out with that hit. Cell's just playing around with him, rubbing in his superiority. Gohan spits out blood, then grabs onto Cell's right arm. Before he can lift, Cell pulls him up himself and slams him right back down again. Your laughable attempt at resistance was futile. Do not contest me again, Cell roars. Then he turns to lift into flight. As he thrusts his arms forward to add to his momentum, he is struck in the side of his body by an insanely strong golden energy beam. He's slammed into the ground, then hit by another right after. It's Tien. Gohan, get up, he shouts. Gohan, overcome by adrenaline and energy, lifts and meets Tien in flight. I can keep him down, but I'm not hurting him. I haven't got long. I don't know what you can do, but you've got to think of something, Tien shouts. No one else can do something but you. Gohan can't really think of anything himself. He's just not strong enough. The only reason he's alive right now is because Cell let him stay alive. If he wasn't so arrogant and insecure, he'd be a goner. What can I do? Gohan asks Alberio. You're not strong, but you can utilize your reserves. Concentrate the power into a single attack. It could kill you, but I'm not sure if you have another choice. What can I do? Gohan quickly responds, like his death isn't even an issue. It has to know this could kill him. Although he knows he can be wished back, and how important this fight is, they must eliminate the threat. If not them, and who else? Goku might be able to face Cell now, but even then, he isn't so sure. If he then absorbs 18, who knows what could happen? Any energy wave. It will take a lengthy period, but concentrate as much of your energy as possible, not just the small amount you're likely attuned to. Small amount? Gohan never thought energy waves took a small amount of ki. He can use them repeatedly, but they take a decent effort to pull off. I'm gonna need time. I can try something, but it'll take a while to charge up. Tien nods in affirmation. I'll see what I can do. Tien continues pouring everything into his Neo Tri-Beams. He might not be extremely powerful on his own, but the attack greatly multiplies his strength. If Gohan had an attack of that caliber, that would be a great attack to use. Gohan places both hands on his head and an aura of crackling golden ki manifests. After a few seconds, Tien gives a quick glance to his side. It's almost like a physical pressure. It condenses and almost becomes resin-like, thick and slow but packed with energy like a dense crude oil. Tien hides his fatigue, but it's creeping up on him. The attack draws not just from his ki, but his life force directly. It's not meant to be used repeatedly like this. Whenever he wants to have a second to breathe, he sees Cell ready to ascend. As soon as he stops, Cell will approach and attack them. He must keep him down. While he continues firing, he grimaces and blood comes out. Gohan looks to his side. This is taking a lot out of him. Tien's arms start shaking. His focus and tunnel vision leaves him unaware of his draining reserves. He's got only half a minute left, but he's gone. As he continues firing, his vision starts to blur. The shake in his arms grows more intense. Hold on, Tien, Gohan shouts, speeding up his charging process. I will. Tien quietly responds as his eyes roll into the back of his head. The instant he starts to fall, someone slaps their hands onto his back and keeps him up. You're not done yet, Tien, Krillin says, flooding his body with a massive wave of ki. This energy gets him right back in the game. His vision returns and so does his energy. Feeling this coursing through him, it surprises him. These two. Their stamina. Krillin has this much energy to lend him. Tien continues rattling off these Tri-Beams, keeping Cell down. It starts infuriating him and he falls out of Sage Mode. He can't keep it going for long and can't really get back into it if he can't stay still. Once he returns to his base, the Neo Tri-Beams start dealing damage, even at the cellular level. Suddenly, a wave of golden energy flows over the humans and covers the surrounding terrain in this brief, alluring glow. It's done. Skin starts flaking off Gohan's buzzing arms. Cuts appear along his arms and his torso too. Move, he roars. Yeah, they've got to go. Both utilize their 8 gates just for some extra speed and blast away as fast as they can. Then Gohan rolls and launches the cracking golden blast. For about a second, the blast slowly enlarges and nothing much happens. But then suddenly a massive wave of energy releases and hits Cell directly. The area lights up in a bright, almost blinding white light. It's like a nuclear bomb's gone off. The only reason the planet hasn't been destroyed is because of how focused the energy is. Tien and Krillin look back immediately. The clouds above them start getting blown back and break apart. Even with that, Gohan creates a literal country-sized crater and even knocks Earth off its tilt a little. The smoke slowly dissipates, revealing a cloud of ash. It's done. He did it. There's no way Cell is surviving that. That's how much energy he had, Tien asks. Looks like it, even Goku's not surviving that. Gohan might not be very strong himself, but when he uses a strong attack, he can become hundreds of times stronger. He passes out due to overexertion. Maybe your reserves were greater than I thought. I didn't think you'd survive such an attack, Gohan. Splendid job. They rush right back over there and take Gohan, then fly off. The air grows still, and silence befalls the battlefield. The once mountainous terrain has been reduced to a deep crater with a thin cloud of dust floating over it. Minutes later, a skeleton appears, then muscles and fat tissue grow across it. Cell gasps for air, still shocked and in the battle. He looks around hastily, trying to figure out what happened. How is he still here? He looks at his own body with surprise and a sense of incredulousness. He thought that was it, that Gohan had won. Although just before the attack landed, he used the Namekian Ki Cloak, the black translucent Ki Cloak that Tambourine had used against Krillin. It makes the user multiple times stronger, but its main advantage comes in its durability. If not for that, the nucleus in his head surely wouldn't have survived. Not only has he returned, but he's grown stronger. Due to his Saiyan DNA, his body grows when going through life-threatening events. Cell makes sure to keep his signature low. He doesn't want to alert the surrounding fighters. While his presence is still unknown, he begins his search for 18. Perfection is near. Krillin and Tien at the Kame house see Goku throwing out a blast across the water. He's back to full strength, ready to join the fight. Once he sees Gohan in the state he's in, he looks quite alarmed. He rushes over to his son and grabs his face to inspect him. He's hurt, but he'll live. I think that tailed beast inside him is keeping him alive, Krillin surmises. Without your son, we'd both be toast. He's the only reason we won, he reveals. The group all huddle together in the Kame house. Beside them is the body of 18. What are we gonna do with this? The technique Piccolo used destroyed her self-destruct systems. That's not gonna be an option anymore, Krillin states. As they converse about their other options, someone arrives nearby. Semi-Perfect Cell. He arrives behind the house, keeping his ki extremely low just to not alert them. Then he looks inside the building. He's gonna need to use substitution jutsu to get in there. However, the basic technique can't just let him phase through a wall. So he picks the perfect moment and taps the glass. It comes crashing down, then he weaves several hand signs, lifting his suppressions. Before most of them are aware of what's going on, he's already swapped places with the TV in the room, just above 18. He appears in front of her, then latches onto her. No, Goku shouts, rushing forward. He lands an extremely powerful punch that sends Cell flying across the water. He tries to slow himself down and he's losing grip on 18. In his flight, he drops her and shouts in fury. Goku flies out as fast as he can, aimed right for 18. He makes sure to focus right on her to get her as quickly as possible. Before he can reach her though, Cell drives both his legs into his back and shoots him into the water. He's still in his base, so that attack does some serious damage. Once he plummets through the water, he transforms. His transformation shoots up a tall water plume. Goku rises through it and hits Cell right in his face. Launching him up, he weaves several hand signs, then throws up one of his wristbands. He appears in front of Cell, already charging his Kamehameha wave, right after he hits him right in his chest and sends him flying back down into the waters below. Immediately after, he dives right down. He's not going to give Cell even a second of space and applies an intense, unrelenting pressure. Once he approaches the water surface, he swings out his arms and uses a massive Ki wave. After doing that, so much water is displaced that it reveals the seabed. There stands Cell, already launching one of the Dark Namekian Ki symbols. It fires up to Goku incredibly quickly and almost gets him, however he evades just by a hair. It looks like it hit him from how close it gets. Then to keep himself away from any subsequent symbols, he backs away and gains some distance. Cell might not be insanely fast, but those symbols move like lightning. It's always a treat to watch Goku in the heat of battle. He utilizes all his techniques in unison. He makes sure to capitalize on his full arsenal. Cell shoots another symbol, but it misses by quite a distance. Goku's quite far now, and so he has a lot of time to back away and evade. So Cell sends again and goes straight for Goku. Before he reaches him, Goku uses his body flicker in tandem with an after image. Cell swings and hits nothing but air. Right after throwing and missing that hit, Goku hits him in his flank with the Ki sword technique, the advanced version of the Ki thread. It slices through a gap in Cell's ribcage and also through the veins in his Ki network. It does some damage, but nowhere near what Goku would have hoped for. Cell then stays still for a moment, but he hasn't got long. He knows how relentless Goku is trying to be. Therefore, he chooses to rely on imperfect stage mode for now, since he can enter that form of stage mode much more quickly. He gains slit pupils and gets significantly stronger. Goku can feel the pressure coming from him. It's big. Just Super Saiyan isn't going to cut it. Cell pounces and lands a punch to his jaw while he's still in his thoughts. He didn't even see him advance. Cell sends Goku into an uncontrollable spin as he flies back. In this spin though, Goku ascends into his first gate. Once this limiter is raised, he slows his spin and blocks Cell's next attack, a double axe handle. He's still shot into the water and stops just above the surface. As he descended, Cell dove down after him. So he'll have to evade again. He ends up flying across the water, just about evading Cell's subsequent attack. His aura parts the water, sending tall waves to his right and left. Cell zooms straight through the area between these two waves and chases after Goku. In his flight though, he realizes how far off the mission he's gotten. His job was to locate 18 and achieve perfection. He just wanted to defeat Goku to prove to him that he could. That's not his job right now. His job is to become perfect. Looking to his side, he can see the Z-Fighters flying off with 18. Oh no you don't. Cell blasts after the crew, exploding out large tall waves in his ascent. As he guns for the escaping humans, he receives 2 knees straight into the side of his ribcage. The fists come in like cannons and crack one of them. Goku's ki control has advanced so far that he can make his attack significantly stronger by flooding the intended body part with ki. He takes an elbow to the side of his face, principally his cheekbone. It's a rather tender area, and since he's lean, the bone is close to the skin. This makes the injury received more grave. Cell continues with his rotational momentum and throws a whipping left hook. The large fist hits Goku like a truck, knocking him aside. Then he kicks Goku square on his chest and rockets him back into the water. With this split second with Goku's vision impeded, he flies away toward the humans. As they fly off, he fires a ki blast to try and knock them off course. They know how strong Cell is, and they basically have to evade. Therefore, they slow down their fights and change direction. They choose to move aside, and as a result, this narrows the gap between them and Cell. Tien turns and takes a punch right onto his jaw, then Cell aims for him after getting assailed by his repeated tri-beams. There's some animosity there, and that makes Cell put more effort into his punch. He dislocates Tien's jaw on impact and sends him spinning on his vertical axis. The world turns to a nauseating blur for him, and no matter how much force he applies, he just can't stop himself. Krillin launches his destructor disc, briefly dropping 18 before catching her again. Cell elegantly dodges, lifting above the spinning disc with grace. Krillin throws another, but it's also to no avail. Cell then pounces, releasing a shockingly powerful shockwave that even knocks Tien back. He lands an extremely powerful punch that nearly knocks Krillin out. He's entered perfect stage mode and is now just so far ahead of them. There's no one that can truly match him. Krillin's vision blurs and he gets some ringing in his ears. While that happens, Cell finalizes his transformation and achieves perfection. Krillin and Tien lock upon his new sleek frame with alarm and horror. Krillin speeds forward and throws a punch, only for Cell to catch it and bring him to a complete stop. Krillin slowly lifts his eyes and sees Cell menacingly smiling. His confident, bold glare strikes fear into Krillin, and it really dawns on him. They're finished. They couldn't beat him before this transformation. What could they possibly do now? Cell pulls him in and viciously strikes him in the gut. The pain reverberates through his whole body. He somehow feels pain in his spine afterwards. He coughs out blood and wheezes, the wind totally knocked out of him. As he curls up into a ball, overcome with intense pain, Cell has a simple wave of his hand and throws out a strong wave of ki. The shockwave is almost like the kanji symbols the Namekians utilize. It knocks whatever wind Krillin had managed to accumulate out again and leaves him uncontrollably flailing around. Goku fires forward as fast as he can. Second gate, open. With Super Saiyan, this is very dangerous. Super Saiyan and the 8 gates are clearly not meant to be used in tandem. It's like their stamina drain is multiplied together when used. Goku utilizes it but sparingly and with calculation. Whenever it's not required, he returns to his usual state. It's too exhausting and dangerous. As he ascends, he's afflicted with this bothersome, distressing burning sensation. It's like his body's on fire, but his adrenaline does just enough to keep him thinking somewhat rationally. He lands a punch on Cell that knocks his face aside. The others feel like there's a little hope. However, Cell let him hit him. He continues in this way, holding back and letting Goku hit him. This fills him with a false sense of confidence that Cell just finds so amusing. He simply relishes the new position he's claimed, the title of Earth's strongest. He's arrogant, and now that he believes he is a perfect creation, he's almost become insane with confidence. He grabs Goku's incoming fist and stops him in his tracks. Then he activates his Margan. Pulling Goku in, he cocks back his right fist. Swirls of air flow around him and dark into a swooshing black when near his forearm. He rockets his arm out like a nail out of a nail gun, straight and fast. He hits Goku cleanly in his chest and literally wrecks his ki network systems. They go haywire from this toxic pathogen-like substance rushing through them. Goku coughs out blood and screams out in pain. His body is already in a vulnerable state due to his risky use of Super Saiyan and the second gate. After, Goku is basically incapacitated. Krillin sees his fallen comrade and is deathly terrified. If Goku got dismantled, what can they do? Who could save the planet? Krillin isn't averse to laying his life down for the planet he loves, for everything he's ever known. Live or die by the sword. Krillin roars, trying to mask his fear with a violent rage. He charges at Cell, but he extends a hand and stops him. As amusing as this is for me, it's boring. Go off, train, come back to this location in 10 days and face me. That should give me a more fulfilling victory. Krillin can't believe what he's hearing. He's letting them off. At first he isn't very hopeful. What could they do in 10 days? Once he thinks of the time chamber, his opinion changes. They haven't just got 10 days, they've got 10 years. Krillin gets Goku and Tien, then leaves. They all regroup at the lookout. Vegeta attempted to face Cell in the state he's in now, but it's futile, although it leaves him in a very bad mood. I'm using that chamber first, he declares, raising up. That could be useful. Vegeta is also a great option. With Kurozan he could achieve a lot, thus him and his son enter the chamber first. They stay in there for a year, then Goku and Gohan head in the next day. After them it's Tien, Krillin and Master Roshi. Finally Piccolo enters on his own after being revived. For the remaining time they rest. Let their bodies recover from the harsh training so they're at their best for the Cell games. The 10 days quickly come to an end and the group are filled with a newfound confidence, particularly Vegeta and Gohan. Their key reserves feel massive. Vegeta is even more confident than he used to be, and the others can't wait to see his level now. Gohan's gotten more durable and hence improved his ability to hold Alba Ryu's ki. The first fighter is Vegeta. He believes him only will be needed. He doesn't intend to just wear Cell down and fight, he intends to win. Vegeta is cloaked in his bubbling purple ki. He smiles, revealing sharp fangs and falls onto his hands. Suddenly, the aura switches shape and turns into almost an intangible glowing article of clothing. His aura becomes a brighter purple and his whole body dons that energy shape as well. Vegeta's connection to Kurozan has grown so much that he can now maintain KCM1. Kurozan Chakra mode. Vegeta speeds forward and takes Vegeta off guard with how fast he moves. Not only that, but he extends an arm and latches onto him. Cell tried to enter Sage mode, but he immediately pushes him. Vegeta's aware of Sage mode, so he knows he has to keep him moving. If he keeps him moving, he won't be able to absorb natural energy. Vegeta lifts him with this large clawed hand of ki and slams him down into his own arena. He does so with such force that he comes crashing down. The poles at the corners bend in as the gridded floor collapses. Some of the spectators gasp after watching this. They weren't expecting this from Vegeta. Gohan advanced with Alba Ryu but couldn't reach this stage. Vegeta lifts and chucks him up, launching him through the air. Then he leaps up with great force, releasing a shockwave that cuts into the corner poles. He hits Cell further into the air and uses the substitution jutsu with a loose rock to appear above him. Cell simply flies right into his next hit, a double axe handle that launches him back down to ground. Vegeta dives down and lands at Cell's level, then starts charging a special attack. He dons a wide-legged stance and opens his mouth wide. Placing his hands into a hand sign, he creates a small group of clones that keep Cell busy. He'll have to stay out the fight for now, to charge it. Cell can barely deal with these individual clones, let alone all of them. The only thing he can rely on is their poor durability. Even if he's weaker, he can neutralize them with a good hit. He takes a punch to his jaw that knocks his torso back, however it puts him in a good position to rocket in a kick to the side of his neck. He destroys the final clone, but then sees Vegeta with this dark purple ball of energy floating just ahead of him. A clone of Vegeta appears behind the Z-Fighter, startling them. Get out the way, you'll die if you don't. Don't go too far though, you're gonna want to see this, Vegeta's clone says, before vanishing. Vegeta fires his Biju bomb and hits Cell cleanly in his chest. There's a nuclear-sized detonation that leaves the sky devoid of clouds. A shockwave reverberates across the entire planet. Glass panes shatter in nearby cities. There's this strong, terrifying quake in the ground that sends the world into chaos. Nobody can understand why this is happening. There was no news of an incoming earthquake or natural disaster. Even though Vegeta made sure to focus the key onto Cell, there's still so much collateral damage. Even he gets kinda hurt in the expanding blast zone. The smoke disperses, revealing Cell with his top half totally gone. However, he utilizes exceptional body healing and returns to his ordinary state. Vegeta can't believe what he's seeing and just watches in shock. How could he do something like that? Then his heart sinks. He was so surprised by that and left Cell still for too long. He's in Sage mode, for sure. Just as he expected, he can see his appearance has altered. He didn't have long and so resorted to imperfect Sage mode, although it still provides a multiplier of several times. Keep your mind in the game, Vegeta, Kurozan shouts, watching this fight. Instead of being standoffish and watching from a distance, the two of them are fighting more as a unit. Kurozan despised mortals. He saw them as weak and inferior creatures. They're barbarous, attacking one another and causing so much harm and suffering. However, he grew closer to Vegeta in the chamber. The two of them actually share a lot of traits: overconfidence, arrogance, boldness. Kurozan has respect, although just a sliver, for Vegeta. Enough for him to cooperate in battles like these. It was a slow, long process, but they made great progress in the end. Cell begins by firing out 2 kanji symbols. They whistle through the air with great haste, and Vegeta creates a large hand of ki. It takes the first symbol, but it hits so forcefully it dissipates immediately. This leaves Vegeta vulnerable to the subsequent one. He's forced to block it, and so places his hands into an X to endure the impact. It hits him hard and throws him off his feet. He's sent rolling several meters and grits his teeth from the sharp pain running through his forearms. Kurozan rushes to his aid though, healing those wounds. Unluckily, that means Cell is still once again. Vegeta realizes this more quickly and shoots out a blast only to see it's just a shadow clone. Vegeta is almost horrified. A shadow clone. Behind that dissipated clone is the real version of him, now in perfect sage mode. Cell is calculated and switches his approach. Let's switch up the Cell games now that you destroyed my beautiful arena. The whole Earth is our playground. Surrounding them are clones of Cell, sitting cross-legged. Their sole purpose is to collect natural energy for Cell, then deactivate so it transfers to him. Then he can lengthen Sage Mode's duration. Vegeta charges, still confident in himself. He enlarges his right fist and swings it at Cell. He catches it with his much smaller hand, but he underestimates Vegeta still. While still in perfect Sage mode, he expected to totally dominate. The gap between him and Vegeta isn't as large as he initially thought. Cell swings an arm aside and thrusts in a hook to his right flank. It hits like a truck with the gas at the floor. Vegeta then receives 2 straight punches to his face that land flush. They transfer all of Cell's rotational energy and greatly hurt Vegeta. It's a hit to his ego. With each punch that lands, a rage starts to brew inside him. Even Kurozan is annoyed to be losing like this. He takes a kick to his chest, sending him sliding. Cell darts after him, but he uses the substitution jutsu and appears beside Cell. He thrusts in and lands a clean right hand. The fight isn't over. Vegeta smiles as he lands it. Serves you right, he thinks. However, he poofs away. A shadow clone. Cell comes charging in from behind Vegeta and shoots both knees into his back. He spits out blood and the wind is totally knocked out of him. So much force behind that strike, Vegeta almost can't believe it. He's launched forward, only to see a clone of Cell standing right in front of him. He practically walks into his next attack and is then kicked airborne. Cell flies after him, turning to a complete blur from how fast he travels. Striking Vegeta in his chest, he propels him through a whole mountain before he repeatedly impacts the ground. He'll roll for a bit, then be sent airborne for a brief while before crashing back into the ground again. He eventually comes to a stop and coughs out blood. His body is shattered and it'll take Kurozan a decent amount of time to heal him. Regardless, Vegeta doesn't doubt himself for a second. He's a valiant warrior, Prince Vegeta IV. The win is his. It might not be as decisive as he intended, but he will win. There was no other option. There's got to be something we can do, Krillin says, alarmed. Vegeta's not going to be able to continue this for long. He's fought bravely, but this can't last. Cell is just too strong. The clones. If we get the clones out of there, Cell won't be able to stay in Sage mode, Krillin explains. He's just going to make new ones, no? Tien responds. Yes, but we take those down too. We've just got to join the fight, if Vegeta likes it or not. The people are reluctant. Vegeta was adamant on taking this fight himself. After being so badly humiliated before entering the chamber, it was the only thing on his mind. He dreamt of this fight several times. Regardless, against his will, the Z-Fighters join. Krillin throws a shuriken. It spins and whistles as it cuts through the air, then he swaps places with it. He appears right before this clone and creates his Destructo Disc. Instead of swinging it like he usually does, he latches onto it and drives it through Cell himself. Due to its great sharpness and buzzing, it slices through his neck surprisingly easily. The clone is dismantled, then another is hit by a close-up Neo Tri-Beam and Masenko from Tien and Gohan respectively. Piccolo comes charging in with a strong punch that ruins his ki networks. The clone isn't immediately deactivated but is now unable to absorb natural energy properly. Piccolo looks a little surprised to see the clone still standing. They're more durable than he'd estimated. He takes an apprehensive step back as it approaches. Before it can reach him though, Goku joins in. Goku worked hard on his techniques and thought for a long time. He doesn't have tailed beasts like Gohan or Vegeta. He hasn't got Sage Mode or the Margan like Piccolo. His stamina reserves aren't large like the humans. What he possesses though is phenomenal physical strength. It's entered a totally new domain after he discovered a new technique, the Byakugo seal. He developed a seal on his forehead that he'd throw ki into every day, slowly but surely increasing his reserves. It was slow and he didn't have much hope at first, but as the months passed, he really started to feel the power stored within it. If he were to extract it and use it to fuel his body, the enhancement would be massive. The main improvement isn't even his strength either. Fire style, Arson Prison, he shouts. He weaves a long series of hand signs, beginning with the Tiger Seal. A spherical domain of roaring flame surrounds Cell. It starts off quite big, around 15 meters in diameter, but condenses until it's as tall as Cell. It's slow and Goku's evidently straining as it closes. His hands slowly come closer, then he clasps them together. With that comes an intense explosion concentrated in the center of that prison. It sounds deep and booming. It sends some strong reverberations through the earth. Piccolo looks almost shocked, and Goku draws the attention of several adjacent fighters. The power of that attack was stunning, and these flames that he utilizes, he just continues redefining himself. No matter what the others have, he will find a way to catch up and gun for that first place position. Vegeta continues his battle with Cell, but he's still on the losing side of things. No matter how hard he tries, Cell's superior strength is too much. Once he realizes what the others are doing, he roars at them. "Stay back, do not interfere," he shouts, before taking a punch to the jaw. This just illustrates Vegeta's stubbornness. If he doesn't let them help, there simply isn't a way for him to win. Cell possesses the best traits of all of them. He's an exceptional warrior on top of his physical ability. "No, we need to fight together to win," Trunks orders. "I know your people, but we have to work together. My world lost everything, it's in ruins. That could easily happen to this world. We have the power to stop that happening, but you want to be selfish and risk what you all have here because of your ego." Trunks berates his father. Vegeta is shocked to be hearing this from his son, him basically telling him off. Although all the points he made are completely valid, he doesn't respond, but Trunks takes his silence as agreement. Goku steps forward along with Gohan, the three strongest, Goku and the two Jin Cherokees. Gohan cloaks in a strong cloak, actually one so strong it totally changes his appearance. He gains 4 tails in his cloak in an opaque white cloak of energy. His body dons more of Alberyu's shape, almost being a mix between a humanoid and draconic physique. He shrieks, then charges towards Cell in a sprint. Vegeta and Goku close in on him too. The fight is on. Vegeta throws an elbow that Cell blocks rather well. It lands on his forearms and does little, but then Gohan charges past him and launches a Biju bomb. It hits Cell cleanly in his face, blinding him and knocking him off balance. Goku lifts into flight, lifting his right arm and concentrating ki into his forearm. He forms several large balls of flames in the sky that vibrate because they're so unstable. The high concentration of energy draws some eyes from the crowd, another new technique. They draw up rock from the ground below to not just make them balls of flames, but solid objects. As the ki concentrates, the pieces of rock and rubble mend together until they're like a strong boulder, hard to be shattered. Goku roars and shoots his arm down, and the balls are all incident on Cell. As they travel, they leave beautiful trails of red, golden flames. Cell evades the first one, but falls right into the trajectory of the second. He's forced to block, and the blast hits him hard. A sharp pain runs down his forearms and even into his spine and knees. There's just so much load on his body once he takes the impact. He's sent sliding back and then properly hit by the next and final one. He's slammed into the ground and it detonates wildly, similar to the arson prison's explosion. Just when Cell is given a little bit of time to breathe, Gohan comes diving down with a double drop kick. A crater is formed after that powerful strike and infuriates the bio-android. He was just dominating the fight, but now they're actually starting to gain the upper hand. That thought alone leaves him furious. He won't allow it. He won't allow it. "Vegeta, we can finish this." "I'm not listening to you," he shouts, before rushing in only to get hit right back to Gohan's side. This time he stays silent, embarrassed. "Our Biju bombs. If we charge it to the fullest, we can take him out. I'm sure of it." "Fine," Vegeta responds. What surprise, he wasn't expecting that. Vegeta has respect for strong people. If you train hard and are powerful, he doesn't hate you as much. Not only that, but Kurozan is brothers with Alberyu. They just naturally work together, even with their past conflicts. Vegeta and Gohan start charging their attacks, and that leaves the others with the task of holding Cell off. He smiles. He's sure these warriors will be much less annoying to handle. Krillin charges in, utilizing his second curse mark stage. Cell blocks his impact easily, and then sees a ki blast charging at him. It's Yamcha's spirit ball. He evades it easily, only to see it lift and fire right back down to him. He narrowly evades it the second time, confused about its weird movements. As he retreats, Trunks dives in and latches onto his waist. He flies forward as fast as he can and literally drives him through a whole mountain. He showers the terrain below them in rock and rubble, before driving Cell through a falling boulder. He dives and aims to slam Cell, but he elbows him in the back. The hit is so strong, Cell is freed and Trunks alone is sent crashing into the ground. Right after doing that though, a Neo Tri-Beam guns down toward him. It moves too quick for him to react to. Even the humans have gotten way stronger in this time. Much to his surprise, Krillin beside him also uses the Neo Tri-Beam. In the chamber, Tien taught it to Krillin. With Krillin's ki reserves, he can use it for much longer. Cell's assailed by these fast-moving golden beams that smack into him, knocking him down and dealing damage. He tries to stand and get the two humans down so he can focus on the other Saiyans. However, the pushing force is so strong and their repeated use adds to the overall force on him. Tien and Krillin take a short break from their blasts. They can do them for a long time, but certainly not forever. Once they cool down, Goku rushes in and takes on Cell in the meantime. It's hard for him to confront him directly, but he does well. Goku comes speeding in, his arms aimed back and outputting strong flames that propel him forward. He swings in a punch, his right fist coated in roaring flames. Cell evades the attack before blocking the next. The second strike sends him briefly sliding before taking a kick to the bottom of his torso. After taking that impact, Vegeta and Gohan are done. A pulse of ki emits out from the Biju bombs and washes over the arena. Cell gets thrown forward by this blast and is blown to smithereens. Even the nucleus that keeps him immortal basically is gone. The job is over. A calming, tranquil silence befalls the group. Gohan falls to a knee, overcome by overexertion. Vegeta looks at the aftermath briefly before blasting off. Cell has been defeated. Goku continues to advance his fire manipulation and his use of the 8 gates. During the 7-year time skip, he unlocks Super Saiyan 3. Much to Alberyu's surprise, Gohan follows more of an academic route. Alberyu would prefer for him to fight, but is fine with what he wants. Vegeta continues his strenuous, grueling training regime, eagerly pushing to match Goku. With Kurozan by his side that can heal him, that prospect is not unachievable. Goku's talent is just second to none though. His ki control is by far the best of the group. Battle intelligence and power level. Buu arrives and the group end up in Babado's ship to face his opponents. Dabura is the last opponent and he's up against Gohan. It's been too long since we fought, Alberyu comments. Indeed, Gohan says, stretching. He readies himself then blasts off with great haste. In his flight he ascends into Super Saiyan and cloaks himself in the beautiful white Kyuubi cloak. It bubbles chaotically as he cuts through the air and he begins by smashing Dabura through the clouds. Dabura spins wildly and uncontrollably through the air, parting the clouds. Gohan speeds up, evading a shot of spit and landing a second strike right onto the face. The gap between the two warriors is insane. Gohan makes a mockery of Dabura, even after 7 years of basically no training. Dabura is seriously struggling. Without his spit doing anything at all, he's toast. Gohan lands a final punch to launch him through a boulder and kill him. Gohan remains in flight and looks at his fallen body guiltily. He was evil, but Gohan hates killing. He reiterates to himself that Piccolo and Krillin had to come back. Dabura probably had to die for that to happen. Shortly after, Buu manages to be activated. The energy Babidi absorbed from the battles was enough to activate him. Vegeta's got several years of hard training under his belt. The Z Fighters know he has something in store for them. He ascends into Super Saiyan 2 then starts shouting. His muscles puff up and his blue eyes flash a bright purple. A purple cloak engulfs him and a single tail appears. 4 higher Super Saiyan states, 8 gates and tailed beast cloaks get incredibly difficult to put on top, especially the 8 gates. Super Saiyan 3 with the first gate would kill any of the Saiyans. Vegeta charges forward and lands a strong first hit on Buu. It lands just as he intended and practically blows Buu's abdomen apart. Vegeta continues swiftly after with another strike, this time aimed at the head. It lands and tears through Buu's pink mass, leaving him terribly disfigured. Somehow Buu heals from this. That could be a problem. Vegeta continues just trying to take down Buu with raw hand-to-hand combat. However, this proves futile. Out of rage, he launches a ki blast from point blank range. Buu just about evades and the blast tears through his shoulder. Vegeta notes the breaking down of Buu's mass. It almost gets scorched and became unable to mend back. That's a good sign for him. Vegeta takes a big step back and remains still for a short while, then suddenly he extends his arms. He stays like that for a few seconds. Buu, amused, just sits and watches him. Babidi urges for him to go in and fight, but Buu doesn't listen. After a short while, Vegeta's hands get cloaked in a fiery, chaotic golden lightning. He pulls his hands together, then fires his final flash. A buzzing, hasty golden energy wave soars toward Buu. The grass below it flows wildly under the released pressure. It hits Buu directly. It was simply too fast for him to even react to. After the fight is done, Vegeta has defeated Buu with ease. Buu wakes up from his slumber and dreamt of the Saiyan God. Amazed by the power he saw, he hopes to find one and face them in battle. He finds himself on Earth, and the group gather the Dragon Balls to ask further about this supposed God ritual. The main 2 options are Goku and Vegeta. Gohan used to be at their level, but his lack of training made him lag behind. Now he's at approximately Krillin's level. Krillin's been keeping up with his training, but being human means his physical strength can't climb anywhere near as fast as the Saiyans. His ki reserves are steadily growing, but the gap between them is increasing. It's hard for Krillin to realize his whole life, Saiyans and humans were almost neck and neck, constantly outdoing each other and gunning for that first place position. Now it feels like his body that was once a prized possession is holding him back. So they perform the ritual with Goku as the focal point. He ascends into Super Saiyan God, then gracefully lands. The ki flows through his body, altering the very network it flows within. The vessels grow thicker and wider, they slightly change shape too. It cloaks Goku in this alluring white gleam, and he feels this cozy warmth. Goku's glow fades and the warmth does too. Whatever that was, it should be done now. He slowly lifts into flight to meet Beerus in the sky. A smile appears on the god's face. After so many eons, he's going to get what he's wanted for so long. A good fight, he hopes. Beerus speeds into the fight once again. He tries to catch Goku off guard, but he takes his punch snugly onto his forearm. Subsequently, Goku focuses and utilizes his body flicker technique. Goku speeds to Beerus' left, surprising him with his sudden increase in speed. Whi's face suddenly grows more neutral. He's adapting quickly. Goku lands a flush right hand, but much to his dismay it does much less damage than expected. Beerus' head doesn't even leave his fist. He turns slowly, with a smirk on his face. This is interesting. Beerus moves in a flash, startling Goku. He's super fast. He just keeps getting more dangerous. He throws out his left hand and grabs onto Goku's extended left arm. He tugs hard and throws Goku totally off balance. He gets sent flying into Beerus' own right hand that sends him flying like a cannonball shot out of cannon. There's very little dip before he smashes through a mountain. The large grey rock showers the grassland below that Goku dives into. He's sent wildly rolling and is hit by a large and falling boulder. Goku might not be having the best performance, but what he possesses is an undying will, a burning desire to push through. This is his planet at stake, he can't lose. Beerus threatens Goku by destroying the planet, and Goku gives it his all to resist. Suddenly though, Beerus stops. Goku, panting and hands extended, looks with confusion. Okay, I just wanted to give you one last push. I'll spare your planet, for now. Goku didn't win, but he pushed himself past his limits. Goku and Vegeta begin training on the Whis and achieve Super Saiyan God. Vegeta lacks a form because it doesn't have a high stamina drain, allowing for him to combine it with Kurazan's ki. It's still much harder than just using his base with it though. So he can't use KCM1 with Super Saiyan God, for example. He's also working on adding his Tail Beast Chakra to Super Saiyan Blue. Once he does that, he'll reach an even higher level. Once Vegeta achieves this, he claims the position as strongest. He almost can't believe it, it's been too long. He's returned to his rightful first place position. Frieza attacks the Earth and finds himself directly against Gohan. He's much stronger than when he fought him, but isn't very impressive. Alba Ryu wants to push Gohan with giving him ki, but his body can't handle it anymore. Frieza aims two fingers at an exhausted Gohan. A red beam shoots at him, but Goku appears and knocks it aside. Now this is the person he wanted to fight. The two of them begin their fight. Goku starts in just his base, while Frieza is in his final form. Both warriors fire toward one another and slam their forearms together. The ground caves in from the released shockwave. The earth shakes. These are two incredibly powerful fighters. Frieza swings with his tail, but Goku leaps back and evades. Once he lands, Frieza pounces again. Goku jumps up and elegantly backflips while his hands don the Tiger Seal. He's utilizing his fire jutsu. Awesome prison, he shouts. Frieza raises a brow. He doesn't remember Goku using that against him. Suddenly, his body is caught up in these strong, harsh flames. Goku's hands are now about 15 centimeters apart. He suddenly slams them together again, and the prison of flames explodes. This concentrated explosion drops Frieza to his hands and knees. He's covered in his own blood, his eyes wide with shock. Frieza's arms shake under just his weight, and he coughs out an alarming volume of blood. His body is unmoving, but he's filling with rage. Suddenly, he roars up to the sky and ascends into his golden form. Goku looks a little surprised. That's new. Frieza blasts up and lands a shockingly powerful punch on the Saiyan. It knocks the wind out of Goku, freezing his diaphragm so he can't take any more air in. It leaves him almost frozen for a moment, just as Frieza intended. He throws a jab then whips over for a left hook. Finally, he throws a backhand and snaps Goku's nose while launching him into nearby waters. Frieza gracefully lands on the cliff edge, smiling with arrogance while looking down at the Saiyan. Goku lands on the shoreline, watching droplets of blood fall onto the coarse sand below. A light wave comes to flow through the sand beneath it, giving it a slightly darker appearance and softer texture. Goku lifts, then transforms into Super Saiyan God. Weaving a series of hand signs, 5 shadow clones appear in front of him. One clone lands a crushing kick to the side of Frieza's body, launching him through the cliff and into the adjacent water. The 5 clones then chase after Frieza, who is left in total shock. He wasn't expecting that sort of strength. The clones surround him on the shore and he faces them all at once. One clone lands a controlled punch to his chest that drops him. Another kicks him in the back of his neck, throwing him into an uppercut. The hit is so strong it reverts him to his final form. His vision is blurry and shaky even with him totally still. Once the focus in his vision returns, it reveals a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta standing over him. Confused about his sudden appearance, he jumps a little. Vegeta laughs in reaction. No, wait please, I can make you the second in command, just like you were before. I'll give you even more influence, you'll almost be a ruler in your own right. Frieza pleads. You think I want to do that? When you destroyed the planet I was destined to rule, kill all my people and nearly kill me. Vegeta slaps himself and calmly exhales and tempers the roaring storm of rage and fury within. How dare you think I'd forget about all that for some power, he says before lifting his right hand. Frieza looks through the small rocks beneath him. He wants to resort to his plan B, destroying the planet, but his body just lacks the strength. Before he can even raise, he's hit directly by a blast to the chest. Frieza is dead shortly after. Next, Beerus wants to prove to his brother that his own universe is the better one. Champa objects and they host the Tournament of Destroyers. Goku and Vegeta are pretty much all Beerus needs. The two of them take down every single Universe 6 fighter. Their key control is just far superior. It's almost shocking for mortals to be at this level. How much longer will the law of immortals being above mortals stand? Future Trunks makes his way to the present and brings Goku and Vegeta back to the future. Vegeta demands he faces this abomination first. How dare someone think they can take the body of a Saiyan? Their body is a gift, tailored after hundreds of generations to thrive in the heat of battle. That cannot simply be taken with a magic trick. Vegeta lifts to meet Goku Black. A bright lightning strike hits a building behind Black and a loud rumbling roar of thunder follows. The Saiyan prepares and blasts forward. His first attack lands perfectly and deals a lot of damage. Vegeta is almost startled with its effectiveness. As the fight continues, it's clear Black just isn't on Goku's level. That makes complete sense. Goku's gained decades of martial arts experience from a plethora of masters. In his own time, he's trained relentlessly and used his great intuition to advance his skills even further. All of that is lost with a mind transfer. Black pounces with rage, furious a mortal is hurting him like this. He throws two sluggish telegraph punches. He can tell this person knows how to fight but not at their level. He catches the third punch before pulling Black and striking him with a headbutt. He looks very uncoordinated after that hit. Black does continue to grow and eventually comes to match Vegeta in his base. The Prince throws a jab but Black slips past and lands one of his own, a nearly perfect counter. It lands on Vegeta's left cheek and he grits his teeth with annoyance. He tries to keep the first Saiyan away with a left hook, just to get him to back up. It works, briefly, but after his fist whips past Black's face, he advances and lands a kick. Vegeta retreats and holds his chest with surprise. Pain. He actually feels pain from that. After totally dominating the fight, Black adapted and advanced so far that he came to eventually match him. It's hard for him to deal with, it's so odd to him, how could he have possibly done that? Regardless, that means nothing, so what if he can face his base form? His base is nothing compared to his max strength. Vegeta closes his eyes and gracefully raises. A warm, calm aura of purple energy cloaks him and he ascends into KCM1. He raises his right hand and it grows larger from Ki concentrating into it. He forms a much larger clawed hand and a small Biju bomb grows in its center. The Prince flings it at Black, who tries his best to evade. It simply moves too quickly. He whizzes aside but it catches him on his right arm. Even with that tiny Biju bomb, it violently detonates and basically shreds off Black's right arm and part of his torso as well. He coughs out blood and bellows, overcome by the agony. Vegeta smirks then pounces. He stabs his large glowing hand through his stomach and twists just to add to his discomfort. A second Biju bomb starts growing in the gap between Black and Vegeta's palm. It's miniature, but more than deadly enough. It fires out and shreds through Black's whole torso. It leaves him in such a bad state that it's irreversible. His divine healing is futile in this injured mortal body. Before he can do anything, his corpse drops and Vegeta remains in flight. After the Tournament of Destroyers, the Saiyans still look for a real challenge. They've started advancing very quickly. Vegeta has been advancing in terms of strength even faster than Goku because Kurazan can just heal him. Of course, you can't just expend infinite energy to keep him in optimal condition, but overall it just helps him progress much more quickly. In the prelims, Goku faces Toppo. It's more of an exhibition bout, where they just have the first few inter-universe matchups. Goku lightly jumps on his toes, trying to wriggle his limbs loose. He stretches before donning a proper fighting stance. "Hope you have a good fight," Goku warmly says, and is met by no response. Goku begins, in just his base form. He uses his body flicker, then utilizes his after image, just to see how much it takes to throw this guy off. Toppo isn't the slightest bit phased by the after image. He continues tracking the incoming Goku and their fight commences with an initial jab from Goku. Toppo evades the next hit as well. He's large and stocky but still moves very fast. Goku continues trying to track him down, but he's quite fleet-footed and calculated. Each step has its own purpose, keeping Toppo out of harm's way and keeping him in an optimal position to attack. He steps back but just enough to stay in range and throws a right hand. Goku just about evades that hit, rolling to his left. Toppo's right to evade. Once he lifts onto one foot, he fires a ki blast at his knee. The God of Destruction in training sees that coming from a mile away though. Subsequently, he clobbers Goku with a strong heavy left hand. That's when it dawns on Goku his base form's insufficient, no matter how crafty and intelligent he can be in battle. So he ascends into Super Saiyan and utilizes the second gate. Now it's more of a moderate strain for him. A blue aura appears under the wild golden one, showcasing the two active powers. He blasts ahead and takes Toppo off guard with his immense speed. Goku controls his ki powerfully into his right forearm, so much so that the air starts to swirl around him. He thrusts a vibrating fist into Toppo's gut and sends him sliding right back to the ring's edge. He weaves a few hand signs, then blasts forward. He utilizes two powerful streams of fire ki to amplify his speed. It's a powerful flashy attack that catches the attention of the spectators. Goku's capable of so many things, it's surprising. Goku cocks back his left leg then swings out powerfully. He hits Toppo cleanly in the side of his face. He moves too quickly for Toppo to react. He falls off the ring and Goku takes a win in this prelim. That opens to God's eyes. Universe 7 is a threat just from Goku. What other characters have they got lying around? Universe 7 go on to form their team. The humans feel quite amped up to be fighting again. It's been so long since they fought anyone. Hopefully there'll be people at their level to face. Krillin and Tien have been continuing their training and fighting together quite a lot. Piccolo likes to spend his time in solitude more though. Even so, he's advanced further as well. Krillin's reserves are monstrous, approaching Gohan's. He's been slacking with training, so it makes sense. The tournament begins and Krillin finds himself against Dispo. Hopefully he can have a good chance. He weaves a few quick hand signs and throws out his destructive disc. Dispo smirks, way too slow for him. He gracefully flips over it and simply stands there again. Alright then, fourth gate open, Krillin roars. His muscles puff up briefly and his irises vanish. His skin looks a little red and is hot to the touch. He even catches the attention of some nearby fighters. The 8 gates is a chaotic draining form. It doesn't keep the user's ki in well at all. Instead, it constantly leaks out and disturbs the surroundings. He sprints toward Dispo and flings forward his right leg for a kick. Dispo evades that easily as well. This is annoying. He tries his destructive disc again. Now in a much stronger state, it's much quicker. It whizzes toward Dispo, who looks a little more serious. Lightning style, light speed, he shouts. A cloak of crackling blue ki appears around him. It's more of a translucent blue gleam with a few lightning crackles baked in. He evades the spinning disc and advances toward a basically frozen Krillin. He lands a crushing uppercut that launches Krillin into the tournament's central pole. He comes crashing back down only to receive another hit, this time directly to the face. Dispo was simply toying with him before. In this fourth gate, he stands absolutely no chance. So, he ascends into his fifth. He's approaching the danger zone. No matter how much training he puts in, this will always hurt him. But his strong will and adrenaline keep him in the fight. Even with his transformation, it's insufficient. Dispo's sparing but smart use of lightning style to amplify his speed is leaving Krillin with little options. His destructive discs mean little and he could only hit the tri-beam if he gets close, or else Dispo will simply evade it. Dispo thinks it's over but it's not. Krillin pushes further, the 6th gate. He even shocks himself that he can do this. It hurts, but he can push through. Dispo's face is that of confusion. Krillin's now cloaked in this red-orange cloak. The pressure and heat his body emanates causes the air around him to light on fire. What sort of devilish power is this? He cracks the ground with his first stride and speeds toward Dispo. He throws a jab followed by a right hand, but both are evaded. However, Dispo has to try much harder this time. The way Dispo dodges the second attack leaves him vulnerable. His legs are wide apart since he simply slid back with one leg. This makes him more planted in that spot. Krillin can see this. Neo Tri-Beam, he roars. His hands cloak in a bright golden glow and a beam of translucent ki fires toward Dispo. Even from basically point blank range, Dispo gets moving. Even before the blast hits him, he moves significantly and even manages to get his full torso out of harm's way. However, he is caught on his right shoulder and sent into a violent clockwise spin. He rolls a number of times before grinding to a halt. He raises unsteady on his feet. The wall continues to sway around him. Dispo's confidence fades for a second. For the first time in this fight, you can see the slim chance of defeat. That thought fires him up. He won't lose to him. He won't allow it. Dispo dashes forward, no longer holding back. Krillin's practically frozen to him as he uses his light speed technique. He lands a strong incoming jab, keeping his left hand strong and extended like a firm rod. It strikes Krillin cleanly in his solar plexus and knocks the wind out of him completely. He collapses to his knees and reverts to his base. He coughs out blood and grabs his chest in pain. The pain is almost overwhelming. An intense hot burn in his chest and his diaphragm has been left temporarily paralyzed. Things aren't looking good. The world around him starts blurring. After expending so much energy, if he doesn't get any air in, he'll pass out. Luckily, in the nick of time, he takes his first breath and gains some clarity back. He retreats and wipes his bloody mouth. He attempts to raise but collapses to a knee. He's too hurt. It's over. No, Krillin, you didn't train all this time for this, he shouts to himself. Is this what the humans have been reduced to? Powerless side characters forced to watch the Saiyans take all the glory. They're powerful too. They can be just as strong as those Saiyans. Krillin knows it. They were equals once before. Krillin can prove his strength once again. Against all odds, Krillin lifts from a knee and onto both feet. He doesn't collapse and takes his hand off his chest. This new resolution has almost made him invincible. The pain is there. He isn't healed. His mind, though, pays no attention to it. Treats it as background noise and focuses on the real threat. He has to use everything he has. He can't hold anything back anymore. Krillin ascends all the way to his 6th gate, and Dispo thinks he'll start fighting again. I mean, it's what he did last time. No. Krillin continues transforming. 7th gate, open, he roars vehemently. The red-orange aura is superseded by a swirling cloak of blue steam from his evaporated blue sweat. 8th gate of death. Tien from almost across the arena turns after hearing this. It was faint, but he could tell what was said. There's no way he's actually going to try that. Open, he screams. The ground beneath him immediately caves in. His skin almost completely disappears, revealing the dark red flesh beneath. He cloaks in this devilish red aura with glowing cracks appearing across him. Beerus was previously watching Vegeta fight but turns to see Krillin. What's he up to? Many of the gods also turn and focus on this new dark red light on the arena. It's like a dark hot flame. Nearby gods can feel the warmth all the way up in the stands. He doesn't have God Ki, so how is he that strong? Beerus wonders. This power, it reminds him of the power Goku had after the God ritual. Has this human approached the levels of a god through sheer willpower alone? Krillin pounces, speeding toward Dispo. The latter is taken aback by his speed. This is completely unlike what he'd seen before. Krillin starts with a jab that Dispo spins past. Even if he evaded, he looks alarmed at how close it got. Once he faces Krillin again, he eats a right hand to the face, followed up by an uppercut to the chin. Before he flies up, Krillin grabs onto both of his ankles. Then he thrusts down powerfully. He creates a massive crater and shakes the ground wildly. That hit did a serious number on Dispo. He speedily raises, only to collapse from the sharp pain that runs down his spine. Just as Dispo falls, Krillin flings out his right leg, a front kick. He lands cleanly on the side of Dispo's face and sends him sliding to the ring's edge. He's hit the side of his head so hard that Dispo's left eye is permanently closed. It's already starting to badly swell. Just when Dispo has the strength to rise, Krillin is diving down toward him like an asteroid. He leaves a roaring aura of pure red flames that are mixed in with his own blood. He lands a crushing double drop kick right on Dispo's head and sends him flying off the ring. Before he can even think of reaching back to the arena, he's too far away. He is eliminated. But at what cost? Seconds later, Krillin collapses and is headed for the ring's edge. However, before he can fall, Goku catches him with a large white key hand. Pulling him to the arena surface, he starts healing him. Beerus looks upon Krillin with praise. Those humans aren't half bad. As for the remaining warriors, it's easy work for Goku and Vegeta. They really aren't impressed. Their only challenge is Jiren, but even he is swiftly defeated. With Jiren gone, the tournament is done shortly after. Universe 7 wins the whole thing, then wishes the remaining universes back using the Super Dragon Balls. What follows is the appearance of another full-blooded Saiyan, Broly. Goku begins to fight and starts off well. It's extremely easy for him. Broly's strong, but he's raw and just hasn't had the same training as Goku. He basically can't use any jutsu. However, he grows quickly, adapts, learns at a scary pace. In a few minutes, Goku's already pushed into Super Saiyan God. He gets increasingly excited as the fight continues though. He didn't know he was signed up for this. However, Broly starts losing control. The metal necklace Paragus uses to control him is broken. He swings down his mammoth arms onto Goku, immediately dropping him. He throws a downward punch while he's down, and this is Vegeta's cue for entry. The Saiyan wastes no more time, swooping in with great haste to take over. In Super Saiyan God, he speeds down and lands a well-timed and well-thrown kick to the side of his neck. It works well, giving Vegeta some space. Go, this is my fight now. Vegeta says, before ascending into Super Saiyan Blue. Broly comes flying back in, but Vegeta catches his initial punch onto his forearms. The force runs through his body but does nothing. In fact, Broly ends up hurting himself. All the force he applied comes flowing back into him. He retracts his hand with a grimace of pain, then receives a strong sidekick to his chest. Broly did well before, but Vegeta is really starting to dominate. There's little Broly can do or even learn from. Frieza, growing increasingly dissatisfied, resorts to more extreme measures to get Broly fired up. The Emperor fires a blast through the old Saiyan's chest, killing him immediately. He informs Broly almost as if it was a freak accident. He claims it to have been a stray blast that caught him. The large Saiyan hasn't the control to decipher this trickery. The mere sight of his fallen father sends him into an uncontrollable rage. Broly starts shouting, almost unable to control this growing anger. He grabs his face, almost like he wants to rip it off. Through the gaps in his fingers, Vegeta sees his previously golden irises burst. Not good. Vegeta doesn't retreat but watches more closely. A large gust of wind blasts out in all directions. A thin cloud of ice flows over the Saiyan, who stands firm with his arms behind his back. Vegeta isn't scared. No, he's excited. Just what has this man got in store for him? The more power the merrier. Broly ascends into Super Saiyan, growing even taller and larger. Entering a crouch, energetic cracks scurry through the icy terrain like wriggling snakes. The giant bursts into range, and his first punch splits Vegeta's guard surprisingly easily. His fist slams into his head, causing him to skid across the ice. The relentless warrior closes the distance before Vegeta can blink. In this split second before he attacks, the right corner of Vegeta's mouth curls up slightly. His pupils dilate as he grows focused. This is becoming a real fight. Broly snatches him by his gi, lifting him for a throw. As his arm lifts, Vegeta's red aura is phased out by a bubbly purple one. "I need 4 tails," Vegeta exclaims. He acted calmly but didn't overlook this battle's severity. This man is extremely strong. If he continues growing, this fight could quickly become unwinnable. Kurazan reluctantly agrees. With Super Saiyan God, that's still immense strain. Vegeta grimaces, the tail beast ki rushing through his ki network like thin streams of lava, hot and painful. But he knows how strong he'll become. Broly swings down and slams Vegeta, who takes it surprisingly well. He pushes him off before standing, revealing his 4-tail cloak. It looks a little different due to the God Ki. It no longer has a purple hue but a dark red one. The gods get alerted by this sudden boost in Ki. Goku and Vegeta have been near equals for a while. Goku's been stronger for longer, but in this moment, Vegeta has claimed the throne. No other mortal can match him. He cuts through the air toward Broly, then drives a straight right into his chest. It lands with a crushing loud impact that makes Broly spit out blood. His next blows come right after, an uppercut to fire Broly airborne. Before he can collect himself, Vegeta leaps to his level. Slowly ascending, he briefly blocks the sun from view. A flaring beast, now a silhouette, dives down with great speed. His tails come together and he puts his limbs to his side. Becoming more streamlined, he dives like a falcon, straight and insanely fast. Vegeta's hook wraps past Broly's left forearm and cracks against his cheek. Broly's legs fold beneath him under such a forceful attack. He crashes down before he can catch himself, only to receive a relentless series of brutal attacks. In this 4-tail state, Vegeta is more irritable and significantly more brutal. Even with Broly growing, he just can't beat someone like Vegeta. The mammoth Saiyan's knees give in. He's grown too injured and too fatigued. His mind still has the rage and brazenness to continue, but is too weak. Vegeta opens his fang-filled mouth and grows a full-size Buju bomb. This is it. That attack will be fatal if it lands. At the last second, Broly is saved by Chi-Lai and sent back to Vampa with the Dragon Balls. The black-purple ball of ki slams into the earth, causing a nuclear-sized explosion. Even with its explosion so concentrated, the damage is still catastrophic. Seismic waves run through every tectonic plate on the planet. The humans are terrified, unaware of its cause. Vegeta's ki aura fades, revealing him with charred, bleeding skin. He stands weakly, his arms limp by his side with an almost lifeless expression. His body has grown so hot it steams lightly. "I told you that would happen," Kurazan says. "Yeah," Vegeta lightly says, still emptily looking forward. So that will conclude What If Ki was like Chakra. Please tell me something you liked about this What If, or something that I should improve on for the next one. The next What If is probably going to be what if Dragon Ball had Haki. On my last community post I actually did to start this What If, it was the second most popular one, so I'm doing that next. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.